Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. Tonight, we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition, playing through Carl Sargent's classic Night Below campaign. And with me tonight are the stars of the Night Below campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently? First up, I have Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I'm playing Bergour, who is a level 7 dwarf fighter.
Wow. Very nice. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John, and I'm playing Dorman Kettleborn. He is a gnomish thief wizard, and he is a currently level 7 thief and level 5, knock it on level 6 illusionist.
Very cool. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Calidor. He is level 6.5 Elven Fighter Thief.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is our resident armorsmith, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I'm playing Druin Axebrother. He is a dwarven level 6 fighter and level 6 Allegor, which is a specialty priest of Clangeddin Silverbeard.
Very nice.
And tonight, we're having a little Godfather.
Some, nice.
Woodford Reserve Bourbon and Amaretto.
I used to be Chad's drink of choice back in the day.
Chadwick, that was for you, Chadwick.
Mm-hmm. So then, hold on, guys. Let me grab your tokens as well, too. Since we're in Melbourne. Get all Melbourne. Okay, Bergour's back. Dorman's back. Let's get this up here. I need Calidor. And I need Druin. Grab you guys. Move you up here.
What was Chad's Barrowmaid's character?
Chad's Barrowmaid's character was that half-orc. He was a half-orc sorcerer.
Wasn't Mr. Skurg? Right? Skurg was
Dave's
character.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Skurg was Dave's character. You were Wes. Steve played the. I can't remember. Werbin, the druid. Yeah, the lightning druid. Arlen played Paladin. Sir Albus.
Sir Yvain.
Sir Yvain, right.
Sir Albus was
Brent's
the previous paladin who died.
Yeah.
Brent's character, right?
And we had Donkadonk.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey.
Yep.
And Zuko, the pyromaniac sorcerer.
Yeah.
Zuko joined us later on. That's right.
Actually, because we had two different iterations of that one. We had during the playtest and then during the actual game. Anyway, tonight, though, so we're playing... We're in Herronshire, and you guys have returned to the town of Melbourne. And, guys, what happened last session? Last session was... Oh, there was something of interest that Dorman will probably want to know about.
Fill me in.
Let me see if I can give a little reminder here, guys.
Yeah.
You want this one, Mr. Ivy?
Well, we set up a stakeout to hopefully have the thieves return, and so we could nab them in the night. But instead of the thieves, this beautiful monstrosity showed up. The Caller in the Night.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one person that he seemed to be looking for. You can guess who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
And so when he triggered the trap, is this correct? And then he vanished.
He triggered the trap. No, because he did actually hit Knox. He managed to connect with that
right, yes, that's
spectral sword, and he was only driven off because of Chael calling on the divine power.
That's right. Chael did a turn undead and got a good number. And
yeah. And you guys learned a fair through, thanks to Chael's extensive knowledge of the undead, he was able to provide some insight into what this thing's likely powers were as well. Knox found himself drained of some of his vital essence. But fortunately, he did make his save, so it was only a temporary imposition or temporary weakening. He gets the feeling that if he had been less fortunate, then that would have been a persisting effect. Yeah.
Did we give this this type of creature a name or a category, or is it like along the lines of a specter type thing, or?
I don't think that. I mean, the categorizations for your characters would mean nothing anyway. They might as well call it a bukum or whatever, like.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if Chael had given us an idea of what it was, like a ghost or a specter.
No, what he said is that it from the way that it moved through the table, it seemed to be incorporeal. Although it's interesting that it had to destroy the door. Oh, is there something about the door as well that was of interest?
It was warded.
Or at least had a glyph on it.
Oh, right.
Did one of us ward the door?
A glyph like we'd seen before once on at Dorman's bedside.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the way to Harleton.
So you knew that it was able to pass through it wasn't able to get in without destroying the door, but it was able to pass through the table without any issue. And when it, from the waist down, it was all just diaphanous fog. And as it drew its hand out, as if it was miming drawing a weapon, one appeared in its hand, and it struck Knox with it. And that's when he had that. There's still a pretty vicious wound from it as well, too. Almost like an instant frostbite. Necrotized and frozen tissue, as well as a weakening of his life essence. So that, the other thing that Knox shared is that from how powerful this thing was, how much he could feel it pushing against the power of Corellon. He would guess that his power is going to diminish over time. Like, it's not going to constantly be as powerful. It'll be more difficult each time he tries to drive this thing off because of the nature of the creature or being this thing is, assuming it's going to return. So there was some discussion after that as well as to how to handle getting into Melbourn as well, too, whether to risk the folk of Melbourne or not. And that's where we left things with you guys coming up. It was end of a full day of travel, a full 8 hours. You guys could see the toes of old Grizzler, dirty, and with a fishing pole propped between the two of them. His heels up on that old chair that he uses to sit comfortably. And you guys were on the southern side of the Churnet River, ready to head over into Melbourne. So why don't we pick up from there, guys? If you want to, having heard what happened last time as well, if Bergour or Dorman want to add, 2 cents in about how to handle this, the potential of the spirit returning, you can go ahead and do that now.
It seems like just the best thing to do is to rush to Palfrey's Keep as quick as possible.
This thing's only come out at night, right?
So far.
So maybe not overnight in Melbourne until we get rid of this thing?
Like just don't go into town kind of thing? Or go into town during the day and then leave and camp somewhere else?
I think so. But the warded door, was that just like somebody scratched the symbol into it? Or?
Ward was a poor choice of words. Glyph. There was a glyph on the door, but it's that same, the shape of the same glyph that Knox identified as crafted at your feet.
Was it like magical in nature, or just somebody just put it on the door?
No one checked.
Okay. Because Dorman's...
Yeah, we didn't really look at it closely.
I think it's fine to go in and, see the sights of the town, let everybody know that we're back, and then say, oh, we're actually just going to camp, 10 minutes walk away from town. It's not a very big place, so hopefully whatever direction it comes from is different.
Yeah, get some rumors of what's going on, because we heard Thurmaster was under siege or something.
Yep.
Okay.
We heard something about that.
We need to boogie.
All right. So then I need to grab one thing.
Hey, Calder, do you want me to make some of that special Clangadin food for you? You look pretty hungry.
I would like that, yes.
Right.
Wayne asked a year later, and no one's bothered to fix the bridge. What you may remember, Wayne, is that some clever merchant thought it would be a money-making opportunity building the bridge, not realizing that there was a very easy ford over the river, 200 feet downstream. So the bridge is it's the bridge to nowhere and is likely to never see any further extension because there's no value in spending more money on a bridge when there's a ford that's easily used.
Can we name that other way to get across the water Lita?
You can name it Lita?
Yeah, Lita Ford?
Yeah, sorry, that's going over my head.
Never mind.
All right. So, as you guys are coming in, hold on, I'm just trying to find here. All right, so as you guys are looking across the river, speaking of the ford, that's where we find you right now. What are you guys... how do you guys plan on approaching town here? Do I need to know of anything special? Or are you just planning on heading into the Baron and seeing if there's rooms available?
We might want to... Seems like somebody ought to check in with Gerald, ask him if there's... Since he's sort of one of our sort of particular contacts, seems like he sort of tends to know what's going on through the Ranger network, and maybe he can meet us at the Baron and talk with us there, or maybe we can all meet up with him at his house or whatever, but get him in on the conversation. And then it seems like the only other thing we might want to do is go to like the boathouse or the warehouses or whoever is in charge of the docks, which I don't know if we have met anybody.
Yep, that would have been Capella.
Yes. Go to her and basically say, hey, we let anybody who comes through know that we're I guess free of charge offering to be boat guards, go in that direction on the Churnet. Or whatever we want to tell her, so that basically she'll tell people, so that hopefully if a boat comes by, they'll agree to have us go with them.
Well, and the way you guys have booked in the past has just been people who have been in the Baron or in the Silver Coin, if you're feeling a little sketchier.
Yep. So we can also go to both taverns and ask if there's any.
Yeah.
I think we want the first boat or a fast boat, either option.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
I think we should talk to semis too.
Yeah.
Let them know what we're doing and what's happened lately. Give them an update.
Yeah.
That's
probably a good idea.
Who's the priest in town?
Semis.
Sorry. Yeah. I was like, that's a familiar name. Sorry, I'm not a cleric, so I didn't.
Yeah, maybe if Dorman sleeps on hallowed ground, the spirit won't come get him.
I was thinking and asking him questions about, can ghosts cross rivers? That'd be a good thing to know. Dorman doesn't know. Dorman is not a religious guy at all, so he doesn't know.
Yeah. And he assiduously avoids learning anything about necromancy, so...
No, he doesn't want anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so funny that the spirit world is haunting you now.
Well, I did pick up a necromantic child, so
exactly.
I brought this on myself.
Okay.
Oh, well.
And besides, necromancy is a forbidden school, so I couldn't learn it if I wanted to.
I was trying to find something here, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I think what I'm looking for is in the DMG. No one is doing training here, right? You guys are planning on heading on to Thurmaster?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, the thief trainer got chased out of town because he was a doppelganger, and the fighter trainer ran off or disappeared. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we could ask about that.
It was Rendemus, right?
Rendemus was after his son Dagmire turned out to be a doppelganger. Then last we heard he was gone, and we don't know if he was doppelgangerized and left, or just left by himself, or what. But
we could see if he's back.
Yeah, well, you guys haven't been here for I think almost a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So all your time was spent in. Here we go.
Eastern Herringshire.
Yeah, Palfrey's Keep, Giants, their master.
Okay, what I was looking for, guys, is the cost. So you actually could. I mean, it may take a few days, but those of you with persisting injuries, the Semheis. Well, let's see here. Can cast it for you at a cost of. Let me get my little calculator.
Finally, the point where prices don't sound so crazy because we don't have to save every penny for training.
I still have to pay for my last level of training, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but there was a point there where every dollar was just like, nope, that's for training.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cure Serious. So it'll be about 600 gold for each Cure Serious. 600 donation to the church. However, if you elected to... One second here.
I'm not doing any more marriages. I'm putting my foot down.
We do have a...
Too many things named after you now, or what?
Yeah, that little Druin girl, I don't know.
Druin.
Draw the line.
Yep. Okay.
Well, we have about 1,100 GP worth of gems that we might be able to trade in if people really need healing.
Sorry, 500 gold pieces, guys. That's how much it'll cost, not 600.
Okay.
I know, what a saving.
big discount for the heroes of Herringshire.
Exactly. Now, I need to check to see how one other thing works here. Because... Yeah. All right, so... what you can see... Okay. So what happens, guys, is you reach the edge and you guys start making your way across, and you know it's been quite a while since you've been back. I think that the silver coin has probably maybe the roof has been replaced on it over the summer. There's some those kind of like small changes when you spent a long time in one area that you recognize, but as you make your way across, you can see, his hat is low across his eyes. You see there's a big tankard next to him as well, too. You were a little shocked. I mean, you'd be surprised if there was any life in old Grizzler, never mind whether he was awake. But sure enough, when when you guys are just reaching the far side of the stream and coming out, he looks over. Oh, wait! Is that a familiar face I see? Who's that? Bergour! Bergour, is that you?
That's correct, old grizzler.
Hat goes back and he hops up. He looks as old and as worn down as he did, but not a day older than what he was before. And Druin, is that you too?
Hey there, you old bugger.
Oh, who's an old boy? You've not changed, have you? Though, oh boy, whew. Lord, as he gets close to you guys, whew, you may want to lay down in that river first before you get out. Core, I can smell you from over here. How long you been in the wild, boys? You smell like a bird cage.
We've been out a while, man. A long time.
Oh, indeed. It's been a while. A year, no? You're still alive, then. And then something kind of catches with him, and he stops, and you realize what he's heard is the sound of booted feet and mailed people in heavy armor, kind of walking over. And you look, and you can see there are two men. Each of them is dressed in plate mail armor. Each of them is wearing a tabard they have no helmet on, but otherwise they're fully armored. Let me just switch up some tunage here, because we're going to get something a little more sinister here. Is this what I want? So this pair of armored men walk over. Their armor is very well maintained, gleaming in the waning sunlight, and they have a tabard across their chest that has the it's a white tabard with the red off-centered cross and the circle around it of St. Cuthbert. And then the first one, well met, travelers. Where are you from, then? New to this town? And old Grizzler looks and says, oh, no, they're well known. Former agents of the Baron. And they kind of look at him. He's, the Lord. Yeah, familiar faces. And the two of them look at each other as if, like the two knights, or armored figures at least, look at each other with a knowing way. Familiar, eh? Pray, travelers, what are your names?
Semheis sent you to look for us?
You know Semheis, then. How do you know Semheis, friend?
Well, I've trained under him. He heals some of our injuries every once in a while when we come passing through after clearing out knolls and goblins, warrens, and heathertop, and all this other stuff that we've done for Darius Carmen.
You're a devotee of one of the dwarven gods, no?
Clangeddin Silverbeard, Lord of Battle. Druin Axebrother at your service.
And well met to you. I am Sir Reynard de Castillon. What is your name, friend?
Do I punch him? Sounds like Reynald de Chatillon. So,
yeah.
No.
Who's he asking?
Druin, the one he was talking to.
Oh, yeah.
I gave him my name.
Druin?
I did. Yeah, I gave him my name as part of my introduction.
Oh, okay. And your friends? And he looks at you, Bergour. Welcome, friend. What is your name? And old Grizzler hits you, and he looks at the two knights and says, he's Bergour, I know him. I'd know him from anyone. There's no need for all this. And the knights sort of they give him a look that you've seen people who don't see the charming side of old Grizzler give him sometimes. Of just like, shut the fuck up and let us do our jobs.
Wait a second. Are you guys doing this because of the doppelganger problem? Has that not been solved yet?
Once again, they both look at each other. You're aware of this problem then, friend?
Yeah, Semheis. Was it a chalice we drank from when we visited Semheis last? Ensure that we were who we were.
So you're You're certain of the peril. You're aware of the peril that has struck this fine town.
Yes, unfortunately, while we were at Third Master or Palfrey's Keep, can't remember which, we heard the unfortunate news that Randeck had gone missing or left.
Once again, they sort of exchange looks at each other. From far away, you heard news that occurred here. Where were you when you heard this news, Druin?
Drew looks around. He's like, "Guys, were we in Third Master or Palfrey's Keep?"
We were definitely in Thurmaster when we heard the news. He was a friend and something of a mentor for at least a few of our parties. So we.
So then you would be the other one steps forward. The one who's been quiet thus far. He says, "So you say you are Bergour, Dorman Kettleborn,
That's me.
Calidor, and Druin Axebrother."
That's correct.
Yep.
He shifts his jaw. We shall see. And the first one to speak, Sir Reynard, says, "If you are friends to the lord of this land and to the folk of this town, and you are aware of the threat, I trust you will have no objections if we first bring you to Brother Semheis."
I don't want to go too far here, but we might be friends of the town, but I don't know about being friends of the Lord. We were employed by the Lord, Darius Carmen. He's above our station, we'll call it.
You can see he's trying to hide it, but like the corner of Sir Reynard's lip kind of goes up a little bit. The other guy does not laugh, doesn't crack it, But Sir Reynard, there's a little bit of a smirk that goes up, like as if he says, "Friend, we are here at the blessing of the Lord, but as with you, we do not serve him. Our service is to the church and the cudgel."
Indeed, we
Kind of
do
figured from the.
we do have a business at the temple, I believe, anyway. So
Well,
we must do the chalice thing again.
The one who hasn't given his name says, "Well, we would hate to put you out." And he turns and kind of, stands back and waits for you to start going. And Sir Reynard turns and says, "Please, it seems you've traveled far. We'll try not to keep you long. Where do you come from, anyway?" Assuming you guys follow him along, then he will be leading you through town towards the temple.
Oh, where have we been since we were here?
We've been all over, but we're returning from the wilds by way of Harleton, essentially.
He's recently been struck by a thief. We should give you his description so that you can keep an eye out for him. He robbed several folks in Harleton.
Yep.
Sir Reynard turns to you, Druin, and nods and says, "That would be appreciated. We have had... we are new to this town. Myself and Sir Arthurus."
If you guys want, got a good sketch artist, I can whip up a pretty good illusion of what he looks like.
The Sir Arturus from the back says, "That can wait." And
we're walking, aren't we?
Sir Reynard says, "Yes. How are the folk of Harleton? I've not had the pleasure of meeting them yet. We have only been down here since the springtime."
Can I do like a heraldry or etiquette check to try and figure out why Sir Artus is in a tizzy? Is it because he's like some sort of highborn?
You can do if you've got heraldry. Yeah. Give me a heraldry check, please. That sounds great. Or give us a heraldry check, I should say. It's fucking awesome. Nice. So what you can see, these guys are not just priests. You guys have met a number of the priests who have come through town. These guys are not priests. These guys are members of a militant order. They are more likely paladins.
Mm.
It would.
So,
Oh, go ahead, Dave.
you guys are you from Threshold? We don't get many paladins of the cudgel in these parts, or at least we haven't in the last year or 3 that we've been here.
Indeed. We've had news come of the troubles in Harenshire, and knowing that, and you can hear Sir Arturus kind of like from the back of the group of you guys, and Sir Reynard looks back at him and says,
Does he not want us to talk about the disappearing clergymen and wizards and whatnot?
You can't. If you look back, Drew, and you do meet Sir Arturus is really trying to. It's just glowering at you. Like the way that I'm interpreting, if these guys are both paladins, that means they both probably have really high charismas. But charisma doesn't mean that you're likable. It means that you've got an imposing presence that can command loyalty.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So this is the that's what Sir Arturus has. The guy in the front is he's acting suspicious, but still likable. What he was? I actually think it's 18. I think it's 18.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think it's quite brutal in second edition. Min 17.
Oh, okay. No, I was off then.
Wow. Yeah.
So
15 was for a ranger.
Yeah. So what Sir Reynard says, yes, that's precisely the. We've heard that things have been down here, and we've heard from locals that your brotherhood, your party has helped to or has been in search of it. The innkeeper's daughter, I understand she went missing, and you found evidence of her.
Not good evidence, but evidence, yes.
Well, we had allies, friends, really, who had been sent down here at the request of both Lord Carmen and Count Palfrey, though some have gone missing.
yeah,
Dorman's thinking, did word from Palfrey's Keep make it here about the clerics within the Giants?
Is that John asking, or is it Dorman asking them?
That's John asking the group. Do you think it made it here?
You guys aren't telepathic, and you guys are in the conversation with the guy, so you can't pause and talk. Dorman can say that.
Okay. Well, no, I was just wondering if we ever told Palfrey what we found. So
you're saying you had some friends that were some friends of the cudgel that were heading up to Palfrey's Keep as well.
They were. Wait, that was you. That was you as well, wasn't it? We heard news that deformed giants, took them off the road.
Yeah, Fomorians. They ran off in the direction of the mire.
Shrieking Mire.
We were able to get there, but it was unfortunately too late for the followers of the cudgel.
We are all too familiar with the depredations that giants are capable of. Have any of you been to Threshold?
Not since before last winter.
No, we've never been to Threshold.
Oh no, Threshold. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Third Master. We haven't been to Threshold.
Then until you've seen the Giants Fall District. This is actually Sir Arturus who says it. Until you've seen the Giants Fall District, you have no idea what they're capable of. And about this point is when you guys would reach the temple. And
Druin's starting to get a little short with. Sir Arturus is starting to get on Druin's not very many nerves that he has, and so Druin turns around and says, "Well, until you fought on the Promarge, or fought against the Promarge in the county of Ulek, you might not know what giants are like either."
He looks down and just kind of hangs eye contact with you until either you blink or you let it go long enough so Sir Reynard is Brother Semheis is waiting.
And Druin turns around.
Okay. So he knocks on the door. The door opens, and Brother Semheis first sees Sir Reynard and says, "Oh, welcome." And then he sees you guys. Who do you think is the first one in line? Is it Dorman?
I would say Dorman, yes. Because
Okay.
apparently Druin wants to stare at the paladin.
Sure. And yeah, so maybe knowing that they're sort of shield brothers, am I correct that Bergour was positioned in a place to jump in would that things got rough?
Jump in versus like have a good view of the action is kind of a matter of interpretation, but you're definitely along the right path for the actual positioning. Yes.
Okay. So then you guys will recall the man answering the door is a man in his probably his late 20s, early 30s, and who sees you guys, and he has as well like not I think it's probably like a padded gambeson with the heraldry and whatnot stitched into it. Something that's a little more comfortable to be wearing on a day-to-day basis than full armor. But the long white cloak, and he's got the heavy symbol of Cuthbert or Saint Cuthbert on his chest. And when he sees you, Dorman Kettleborn, Bergour,
Like, hey.
Calidor, Druin, you are back. You've returned, and
Yep.
And then when he looks up and makes he meets eyes with Sir Arturus, and then back to Sir Reynard, and his smile kind of drops, and he says, "You just returned, did you?"
Yeah, apparently suspicions are high. We doing that chalice thing again?
No. We have something, and he opens the door and gestures for you to come in. Something a touch more reliable.
Oh, well, let's get this over with, guys.
Okay. So Semhai says, "What brings you back in town?" As he seems to be getting something ready.
Well,
We're on our way to Thurmaster.
To Thurmaster from where? We didn't see you since the winter. Are you coming from the east again?
we've been out in the wilds for most of the last year.
Really?
We spent some time in Palfrey's Keep, did a task for him out to the east in the mountain area, and then we've been hacking our way through the Thornwood and the Patchwork Hills, and we're back up from Harleton now.
You crossed the length of the Thornwood?
And we saw a dragon, too.
He looks up at the two knights,
What's the,
and the two of them kind of look at each other like this is news to them. A dragon, you say? That's concerning.
Yeah, big one in the Thornwood.
I won't tell them how long it is because you guys will never believe me.
I was a little bit too busy trying not to soil myself to really stare much at it, but it was big.
Interesting.
Sir Arturus says, "What color?
It was green.
Green or a coppery color?
Well,
Burnished
I think pretty sure
It was
green.
definitely green.
yeah.
So he exchanged looks with Brother Reynard, or Sir Reynard. And Brother Semheis turns back and says, then, Druin, he probably knows you of everyone here best. Says, would you please step forward?
June steps forward and stares at Sir Albus, or whatever that guy's name is, Artus.
Sir Arturus?
Arturus.
Arturus and Bergour. Hello, Anna. Anna says hi,
They're all
everyone.
for Albus.
Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. Sir Arturus. Yeah, death by toads. Just apply toads. He'll bedevil you no longer. What you notice, Bergour, is that both of the knights have their hands resting on the hilts of their swords. And what Brother Semheis, he stands before Druin. He grabs his... Yeah, good call. I'm just bringing an undead child around with me. We're
He's
not
more worried about,
doppelgangers.
Let's detect some evil, and if it's radiating evil, he doesn't want that to happen on himself.
Yeah. Because that just washes off the, disturbing the body of a child. Sin is just dropping the body.
I can only do what I can do.
Yep. So he stands before you. He grabs the silver holy symbol hanging around his chest. He cranes kind of back, brings his hand out. He speaks some words that seem to be. I think Druin, you'd recognize them as well too. He lapses into that tongue that divine casters do when they are tapping into the primal power of the very gods. And light kind of flashes in his eyes, and he looks down at you, Druin, and he says, "Are you truly Druin Axebrother, friend of mine, and of the folk of Melbourn?"
I am.
"And to the best of your knowledge, are your companions all who they claim they are?"
They are.
His eyes still, flash with light, turns to Bergour. "And you are Bergour, guardian of Melbourn, and friend to the late Randeck."
If any of us can say they know who they are, I know who I am, and I am Bergour.
Sir Arturus stamps on the ground and says, "No trickery! Speak plainly!" And there's a lot of violence behind that threat, or behind that voice, and Semhai says, "I say again, are you Bergour, friend to this town, guardian to us?"
I am all of those things, yes.
And he turns, You are Dorman, Kettleborn, cook and friend to those of Melbourn.
I am indeed.
And you, Calidor, are you Calidor, brother to Rilligal?
Yeah, Calidor looks at him and he says, "Yes, I am." And he sort of does like the equivalent of like the elven, like wipe your eye with your middle finger to them. He's not impressed with their over-the-top interrogation.
It's definitely, it's obvious even to one as such as you that has no magical power that there's definitely some magical effect going on right now, washing over you all. The whole room is illuminated by the light coming from his eyes.
Oh yeah,
and then
I do know why they're doing it.
Sure. He stands back and then closes his eyes. The light dims, and then the sort of like din, the sort of like it's like almost like tinnitus but with the sound of like a choir that has been in your ears as this spell has been in effect. This ends, and his eyes open, and they are back to the normal brown eyes that they were before. He looks at them and he says, "They are who they say they are."
What about them?
He looks down and says, "Brother Druin, you have been gone long. There is much that you should know. Please." And Sir Reynard steps forward and he says, "My apologies to you all. The tales of your heroism and your deeds to protect not only this town but the people of this region have been spoken by countless sets of lips. You must understand that the threat faced is dire, and the rewards that your deeds would reap with the goodwill of these folk, of the folk of this town and this region, if a confederate adopted your faces and your guys's, there is much damage that they could wrought. And those Confederates have wrought much damage to the trust and the well-being of this town.
Wait, so
And
did somebody pretend to be us?
no, says Brother Semheis. No, not as of yet, but
Yeah, we killed the one that was pretending to be Druin way back when, remember?
Yeah.
Sir Arturus comes forward and kind of jostles you, Druin. Says, no hard feelings, right?
Oh, I wouldn't. There's two types of dwarves, friendly and unfriendly, and I'm the friendly type of dwarf.
Druin just kind of like shakes his head. Eh.
Bergour's very glad that Semheis wasn't casting the Detect Truth spell for that statement because that's not even true.
So what he first insists on you guys sitting down. He's going to get some, there's wine that Sir Reynard brought down from the vineyards outside of Threshold. And he insists on trying to, like, for one, introducing you to the two paladins. There's actually 4 of them in town. But only 2 of them are active right now. The other 2 are also kind of dealing, they're always moving in twos. And, yeah. What you basically... It's sort of what you heard that with, you know, when... Actually, I think you guys had heard that his son was dead, and you did travel through town at that point, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
So Dagmire had revealed himself and attacked Rendemus. Rendemus killed him, and we got back after that. But it had been like a month after that at that point.
Yeah.
And I had given Rendemus a fair bit of money, and so had Druin, I think, in preparation for training, and we said, keep it and use it to fund whatever defenses you can put up. And then we got to Thurmaster and then to Palfrey's Keep, and then we did the whole thing with the Giants, and I think it's when we went back to Thurmaster after all of that that we had heard that Rendemus had gone.
So then what you know is... Yeah, because I think you heard... That's right. It was after you spent your winter in, or the summer in Palfrey's Keep, right? What you find is that with things that had gone missing throughout town, the thought is that Rendemus was the doppelganger, and that he had learned the errors of leaving a body behind. So there was a period where there was extraordinary, like a near murder of one husband by one wife, because she thought that he was the doppelganger, which led to Semheis sending for help. They had originally hired some mercenaries to try and help out in town, but that proved to be a disaster, not only because they were ill-suited to, sedentary life, they just became a bunch of bullies. Also, the strangers, strange faces, no one trusted them. So, with the 4 paladins arriving from Threshold, they had initially intended to travel on to Lord Palfrey's keep, or Count Palfrey's keep, to get an idea of what happened to the brothers and to collect their remains and return them to inter them. They never, what do you call it? Oh, you trying to get the girl? You gonna go? There you go. Good girl. Whenever my son goes outside for a cigarette, she always goes racing out, so he's just collecting her to get her to go. Let's see here. What they were originally intending on carrying on, but what they decided to do was Semheis convinced them to stay for the summer to try and stabilize things here, but things are pretty crazy here right now. Lord Carmen has pretty much stopped seeing people. He hasn't been doing anything strange, there's no strange expenditures or things like that, and people will have seen him still, just he's not really interacting. He was never really a man of the people anyway, but he's really limited his his interaction, and he's, yeah.
You might want to know about the goings on in the Thornwood. That's between here and the Palfrey lands.
Sir Arturus says, "What does this you say of a dragon? A green-scaled dragon?"
It flew overhead. That's a minor detail.
Oh no,
hundreds of orcs in the middle of the Thornwood. That's
fly overhead. No, we saw one fly overhead before, but when we were traveling back to the Patchwork Hills from the Thornwood, one landed and tried to kill us. Well, find us.
Was it the same dragon?
As far as my eyes could tell, it was. But
I don't.
The first time I saw it was.
Did you see?
I did see one flying at night.
Did you see the color? At night? No.
No, that's why I said as far as my eyes could tell, it was. But as far as Dorman doesn't think two dragons would be that close to each other, so he assumes it's the same one.
Sir Reynard says, unless they were kin.
Maybe. It was big.
Sir Arturus says, in comparison to what? No.
Well, to several of the trees.
How big is the mansion of Carmen? Carmen's mansion.
2 stories up, so probably about 25 feet, maybe 30 with the sweeping eaves, or the, what do you call it? The
and then in length, from if it went around, looks like it's U-shaped there. So
yeah. So what you do remember is it was I think we'd said it was about 50 feet for the body, and then a same for tip to tail, or tip of the tail to the base of the tail.
Right. Yeah. So would Carmen's mansion be 50 feet from one end to the other, or?
The center section, probably, yeah.
So the whole thing, maybe about the length of the dragon?
With the wings on the side, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So if you look at Carmen's mansion, and Drew tries to describe how close the dragon would be to, Carmen's mansion.
So you can see Sir Arturus listens to your description of this, and then he looks over at Sir Reynard, and Sir Reynard seems to be thinking, and like, wheels are turning in his head as he's looking away from you all in thought, and he says, green in scales and that big. An adult, no doubt, but...
Queen of the Mire, perhaps?
But not aged. The Queen of the... you seem to suddenly have Sir Reynard's attention. You've heard of this story.
Well, yeah, they're talking about the dragon when we were in Palfrey's Keep, and the
lizard folk,
and the lizard folk armies that are massing in the Shrieking Mire.
You can see, like, his interest is really wrapped on for what you're saying, and Sir Arturus kind of grins and just says to Sir Reynard, Rennie, you really should have been the one to go to Palfrey's Keep then, no? And he kind of looks back at him and shakes and says, I've heard that there is some ancient dragon that lurks in the heart of that mire. Something that's been there longer than even the dwarves have set down stone, or picked a stone in Citadel Silver. Do they know more there?
I don't think they know more.
I think if anyone in Thurmaster has seen a dragon in the Shrieking Mire, they're not reporting that.
I claim to be no expert, and here Sir Arturus says, closest we have, brother. And he says, he nods, but what you've described, is a dragon not seen its first century. Big, but they come big. Something with more years and decades behind it will be much larger. Large enough indeed to this entire town would be but a trivial obstacle. But the aged They reach that age by lurking and by only emerging when needed. Something like you've described, out on a hunt. They lack the wisdom of their elders, though genius they may be, and they burn with ambition and greed.
So you're more concerned about a dragon than a horde of orcs that's growing in the Thornwood?
My interest in dragons is personal.
Oh, I see.
The orcs are indeed a threat, but as are the creatures that stir in the Great Rock Dale, and those that stir from what we hear in the mire as well, too. Lizard folk. Creatures that walk like men and wield weapons. They, what we hear is that Thurmaster has seen raids coming from the mire that have not been seen for decades.
Well, it's a good thing they have a nice new wall, then.
That's right. You were responsible for that as well.
I think Caligor did most of the work, maybe Bergour too.
Well, from what we hear, the defenses have held. Trade still flows through, and the threat of the lizard folk has not grown so dire as to require the intervention of an army or a raising of any kind of force to crush the lizard folk. Though, from what we hear, or what I've heard by legends, that the lizard folk stir at the Queen's command. If they stir, you're not wrong that it is unusual for dragons to share territory unless they are kin, or if one seeks to claim another's territory as its own. Though a relatively young beast like you described surely would be no match for what the Queen is said to be. Have you heard what color her scales are?
I don't recall.
I haven't heard about that. I would, as not a particularly adept student of natural lore, but it would be concerning to me if this queen surely is a female dragon. Is there any chance that this other one is perhaps the queen's mate, and that there are more dragons on the way?
A suitor or part of a clutch.
It could be, though the beasts, dragons being creatures of the element, and of magic itself, they tend to range in predictable regions. As you've described, it is not unforeseen that a dragon with emerald scales, such as you've described, would be found in the forest, but it's unusual for their kind to be found in a marsh or a swamp. There are other breeds that lurk there. Dark, black, coal-like scales.
And they don't hybridize or something really nasty?
Not without magical assistance.
I wouldn't obviously. I guess I would talk about like mules or something.
Yeah, totally. No, that's a completely in character. Yeah. No, and he says not. It's been spoken of before, but in rarity, and rarely do their natures are so bound to fate and to the weave of magic that they tend, if interbreeding was to occur, it would express itself as one parent's lineage or another, in all likelihood. Though, If the queen stirs, dragons are said to have the same interests and base interests of other creatures. Greed, hunger, lust. In any event, if, without confirmation and citing, the queen can best be thought of as a legend, but a legend that can be likely relied upon. One does not tend to fib as far as dragons are concerned. But this younger green, that is of concern. You said dragons, or that orcs were in the Thornwood as well.
We also came across gibberlings, a horde of them.
I'm not familiar with such creatures.
Well,
No one is except gnomes.
They are a plague upon the gnomes. They sweep. They dwell in the dark beneath the lands, and usually get pushed up by some reason or another and swarm across the area, and they can wipe out entire gnomish settlements if we're not careful.
Like locusts.
Yes.
Like 4 or 5 foot tall locusts.
Yes, that grab everything, eat it, and just swarm over everything. We lost quite a bit of goods in the forest when that happened.
Right.
But yeah, we tracked them back to an entrance to what we think is that goes deeper into the land. And didn't we find something of interest in those caves?
Carrick found a crippling injury.
Oh,
Druin was
Spiders there.
Yeah, the Dorman was kind of hinting towards either the dwarves to reveal information if they want to.
Druin holds up the staff that he's toting around. He's like, we found some remnants of someone of the cudgel. I've been carrying this, and we have a sword, I believe.
Really? And Brother Semheis kind of, walks over and takes a look at the staff. Incredible. Incredible.
This is a powerful magical item.
Indeed. And the cudgel saw
Yeah, and
fit.
I've got a sword somewhere in here, and I'll say that and open it up, and there's basically nothing in the backpack except the sword and like a day's worth of rations.
And you guys all have these crappy old, dwarven miners' backpacks too, right? Except for Dorman.
Yep.
Yeah, so he, when they look at the sword, Brother Semheis is also very, taken aback by this. Incredible. There must have been... If you found these, then the cudgel intended for them to come to you. Brother Druin, you know that though you heed the call of another, the cudgel has taken interest in you and watches over you. This, and he gestures to the staff.
I believe our paths intermingle on purpose.
Indeed. And the sword as well, too. How long do you intend to remain in Melbourn?
Not long.
Yeah, we had plans. He looks at the group and then to Samwise and say, out in the woods we came across a disquieted spirit that was at we believe is an old crumbled tower that the Palfreys owned long, long ago. And we are seeking to excise this spirit.
A tower of the Palfreys?
Yeah, Broken Spire.
Broken Spire.
Yes.
He looks over at the two paladins, and they both shake their heads like they don't know. They've never heard of.
What Dorman means to say is that he made a deal with a spirit, and we're trying to make sure that the spirit doesn't kill Dorman by getting, as he puts it, the package to Palfrey's Keep to put it to rest.
Yes. We were under duress. It was made in the moment, but I keep my word.
You can see Sir Reynard is sort of nodding his head. And he says, I can see that.
So we're not going to stay in town because we were attacked by some fiendish undead creature while we were at the inn in Harleton.
Yes.
So we'll take our reprieve outside of town.
Sir Reynard asks, when you mentioned that you were attacked by it, you drove it off. You dispelled it.
Yeah, Chael, who's not here, he's checking in at the inn. I know he's getting a drink.
He's watching our horses.
Yeah, he's the one who used the power of Coralon to drive it off.
So this, and Sir Arturus says, this creature fled at the power of righteousness.
For now, yes.
So Chael's business is dealing with things like this. He seems to think that it'll be harder and harder to drive it off.
Which is why we don't want to endanger the town.
So Sir Arturus sort of looks over at Reynard as well, and there's a look like wordlessly. It seems like they're, deciding something, and without speaking a word, they both look back, and Sir Arturus says to you, "We are in the same business. If you have traveled the road and you are seeking a safe haven, and if you are on a quest to right a wrong that left an unquiet, spirit unquiet." Did you fill in like the fact that you thought it was a night or anything like that?
Yeah. Dorman will go into a hotel if they want to listen.
Okay. Yeah. They are definitely keen on listening. Then they say, we will give you safe harbor here. The power of the cudgel will keep this spirit at bay, and if that proves to be insufficient, you will have our steel.
Well, I feel safer.
He nods. Then Brother Semheis says, then your intended destination then is
Palfrey's Keep.
You think this spirit, by satisfying the deeds. I guess one thing I want to ask, when you were filling in all the stories, did you mention the body?
Oh, yes. No, I tell him I'm carrying the child in the backpack.
Okay, yes. Then Brother Semheis says, then you feel that by delivering and putting this boy to rest, do you know what faith he followed?
I'm not sure, but
actually,
it was a child, so I don't know if it followed a faith, but the Palfreys would probably know.
Wasn't it a temple of St. Cuthbert it was a human god, and I'm pretty sure it was St. Cuthbert in the chapel.
Sir Reynard sort of nods and says, the Palfreys, if this was their ancestral home before their current residence, or the current, I would say Demency, but I've never know. I always forget how to pronounce that word.
It's pronounced domain.
Is it pronounced domain?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funky spelling because it's French, but it's just pronounced domain.
Oh, there we go.
Which is one of the weird.
Yeah. They're in their current domain. There you go. Learn something every day. Love it.
Yeah.
What the Paladins suggest is that they or their two fellows could travel with you and perform the necessary rites, as is honored by our faith. The Palfreys, this is Reynard, Sir Reynard speaking. The Palfreys come from a storied line of paladins. The legends, the stories of his ancestor slaying a necromancer that would have cursed all of these lands, Middenmark and Herrenshire alike. Mm-hmm. He single-handedly slew that at the cost of...
So you know the story of Lothar Palfrey, then?
We all do. The story, Palfrey, I've not had the pleasure of meeting the man, but I understand he is not the man he once was. and has seen many winters. But he comes from a stock of true heroes. And it would be an honor to see to any of his blood, to see them put to rest and honored in the way that the cudgel approves.
Would that leave the Melbourne without your protection, or your associates coming back?
Sir Falmos and Sir Galterius will be back. They are only sold out for the day.
Okay.
We can leave them and make arrangements with Brother Semheis. Brother Semheis nods and says, and I can assist. There are others in town who we trust and have kept themselves safe. Have you met the woodsman, the carpenter?
Gerald? Yeah, we know him pretty well by now.
Wonderful.
Yes. In fact, I wanted to talk to you about Gerald when less serious matters are at hand.
He could send word ahead for us as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm getting thirsty. Are you guys thirsty?
oh yes.
Always.
Dorman will look at Samwise and says, speaking of Gerald, I promised him I'd see about that leg of his when I got a chance. What do you think it would cost to get that leg cleared up? You know, get some healing on that and get him the use of his full leg back.
Dorman, let's be real. If there's something to be done about it, it would have been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just like...
I'm guessing Gerald hasn't told us that story because it involves something real nasty that's a lot more permanent than what we've suffered.
Well,
Yeah.
If Samwise tell me there's nothing to be done, then yeah, okay.
I think it's more like your friends might call you out for... You would know that there are certain wounds. Like, magic can do many, many things. It can't do everything. So...
Druin doesn't know, so...
No, and that's... So, I mean, like, I think there's probably... It's...
No, I think it probably would go about how it went here. That somebody would speak up and just say, like, come on, man. Semheis would definitely do what he can for him if there's something to be done. But, we can infer that there's nothing to be done based on empirical evidence.
And that's what...
Some of us had injuries that maybe can be healed somehow.
Yeah.
I know the staff could do it, but it's very costly.
It's his eyes get big, and he says, if you could leave this with me, only for the time that you're in town, Druin, I would like to copy down, and I'm certain I can, if I write to the Ecclesiastical Council and the scholars in Threshold, they may be able to tell us more about where this came from.
Sure. And Druin will describe where we found it at, the entrance to the caves down below.
Yeah, and same applies for the sword as well, too. Though if you are not intent on staying in Melbourne, I can send word along to Thurmaster, Palfrey's Keep, or wherever your ultimate destination may be. Other than,
Druin
of course...
Druin hands over the staff.
Okay. And if I might, the sword as well, Bergour?
Yeah. I have a something. I think that there is some use to be put for the sword. I think that the sword will play a larger use in, smiting enemies and things like that in the future. And we definitely like Lintern Palfrey in particular seems like someone who could use a magic sword to smite enemies.
Indeed. Then I will not. I think that if this weapon found its way back to the hands of one of his line as well, that would be the cudgel's plan, as intended.
Yeah, I think that's the play for. Yeah.
Wonderful, then. Then yes, allow me to keep these notes. forgive me, it has been so long since we have raised a flagon, but and he gestures, says, this is an opportunity to learn. And if these devotees, if they were in the hands of those who followed the cudgel, then it would be good to put names to an ultimate fate to where their names and where their lives ended. And Sir Arturus kind of looks at everyone and says, I'll drink.
Yeah.
So he gets
What about
up.
you, Reynard? Are you a drinker or are you a teetotaler?
He stands and says, I have been known to consume an ale or two, and certainly to hear more of your tales, of your travels and experiences. I would be happy to share a flagon with you.
Sounds good. I'm
So-
already getting thirsty.
Let's
As you guys-
say about the time Druin threw a lake at some giants.
He threw a witch.
Oh, I don't know.
That's the
didn't
thing
really-
we'll launch into as we go to the end.
Okay. So as the doors open and you guys step outside, what you find standing outside, still, kind of like pacing foot to foot, and waiting for you guys is, of course, old Grizzler. It's at this point, it's probably been about like an hour and a half. You guys have been talking, and the sun has gone low. If you guys were considering trying to get a Cure Serious from Semheis, he doesn't have one prepared for today, but he can prepare 2 for tomorrow. If he is, then, and he normally keeps one. He devotes some of that power towards the invocation that you just saw,
Yeah.
because it's the one way they've found to be as dependable as it can be. It has revealed one Confederate before. But for you, he will do that for tomorrow, if you wish.
I think so. Carrick has his leg that's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Knox has his eye injury. Does anybody else? I'm trying to remember. Do any of us here have lasting injuries aside from Dorman scarring?
Yeah. Mine's cosmetic. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's the first encounter when the goblin told me to, die, and then I got mangled by one of those goblin dogs. So, not had the best kind of history with the dogs.
No,
So.
You're a terrible dog trainer. You shouldn't be chew toy size. That's the problem here.
Well,
Caliber, do you have any major injuries? Jeff looks frozen. Oh, he was.
No, what? No, I said I don't have any injuries. Sorry to
Okay.
miss that.
Sorry, we missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed it.
No, I'm totally good.
but yeah,
I had my head injury, but I got better.
we could totally pop off this
I had my head injury, but I got rutabaga.
Exactly. That's the word I was looking for.
this black opal we have worth 1,000 gold will cover 2 castings, so we can definitely do that for Knox and Carrick.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do that.
So
I don't know
because
if, Kev, can you look at Elanion's sheet and see if he
Oh,
he
sure.
or Chael have anything?
Chael, I don't think does. See, I'm not sure he's gone down an awful lot. Let's take a look at Elanion, though. Let's see here.
Looking after you, Hobbs.
I don't see any notes about... Yeah, lots of stuff. All his magic items are here and stuff, but no... Oh, here we go. Oh, a bugbear arrow went through his shoulder and left a minor scarring. And his features now have that ashy and granite-like appearance.
He probably shouldn't meet the paladins then. Might be taken for a half drow or something. I don't know.
So yeah, Elanion didn't have any. Who was the other person you wanted to ask about? Chill. Yeah, let's see here. Don't think
I know
so.
Chill went down once during the Knolls, but I think that was just held.
Oh yeah, let's see here. I don't see anything here.
Yeah, I don't know if Chael, because in the Knoll fight he was held, not actually taken down, so he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
And then since then, I can't think of a time that he's gone down.
No. So as you guys step out, what you see, talking to old Grizzler and waiting for you, is Geralt. He's leaning heavily on that cane that he carved for himself. And he kind of smiles. He looks over at Brother Semheis, and Brother Semheis nods to him. And he looks back at you guys and says, "So you are actually back."
Yes, and we
The
are.
flesh.
What was that, Dorman?
I said we are who we say we are. Haha.
Wonderful. I trust that you are off to the Baron then.
Indeed.
Then. And you hear old Grizzler kind of like, woohoo, and throws his hat in the air. Let's go! So all of you guys head down to, Brother Semhai stays behind, setting those weapons. Geralt. And Geralt is also quite pleased to see Max as well, too. Max is obviously not in bear form in town. And he, kind of ruffles him. He says, "So you're not dead yet, then?" Max sort of, "Not yet."
The tenacious boy, I tell you there.
Tell me more.
Should the time he drank a potion and turned into a bird.
He looks over at Max, and Max kind of like sheepishly shrugs. I've got my eyes. I look forward to hearing about it all. Come. I trust. I have an inkling that you won't be paying for anything this evening. So we won't. Oh, go ahead.
We've got a major thirst, so I don't want to put the town out of its.
Oh, you think you do, gnome? You wait. You hear that, boys? He's going drink for drink with me tonight. Come on.
No, I say we still get a few rounds. Carmen could pay for them.
All right. So you guys all head into town, and let's see. Why don't you each give me a wisdom check, please?
Wisdom.
This will be the same thing. Price is Right style. Whoever rolls the highest without going over their wisdom. That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
12. Okay.
No.
Pretty good.
Is it surprising that Bergour is singularly focused on getting the beer at the pub?
We have been outside of. I don't know if the Aarakocra had really good drinks, but in the wild we didn't have much access to alcohol.
The Aarakocra they didn't have alcohol at least. So Dorman, you're the one who notices as you guys are making your way past the, from the temple down and towards sort of the center area of town there. Let me get my pointer so you all can see here. Boom. So like through here, and then making your way over to the Baron. Oh, the Baron's over here. There you go. You notice that there are two guards standing at the gate of Lord Carmen's mansion that are taking particular interest, and not.
I wave.
They don't wave back. And you guys carry on in. So, heading into the tavern, what you find is, let me take a check here. And I'm going to switch us back to something a little less. We can get off the ominous now.
Hopefully we're a little bit happy here at the tavern.
So you guys make your way in, and what you find waiting inside... Actually, you know who's there is Randeck Dustdigger. It was Rulligo's trainer. He's playing something off in the corner on his lute, kind of idly, because it's not well, no, this time of year would be fairly busy. There are the twins, of course. Where are they? All right, Andrin and Bartholomew.
Yep.
Right, and then of course their grandfather as well, too, Deercaster. The old guy's still kind of still, taking up his usual residence. And as you guys walk in, what the old Deercaster is like, he would make Count Palfrey look like a bit of a spring chicken. But he looks over, and as he sees you guys walk in, his eyes squint, and he's looking over. And in particular, you can see he's looking right at you, Dorman. And he snaps at one of his grandsons, and he pushes the plate in front of him away, and he says, "Enough with that. I'm going to have whatever he's making."
Yes. I mean, if you drink first.
So there's the same warm welcome you get from the people who run the tavern. The two they weren't the tavern owners, were they? It was two shopkeepers in town.
Yes.
That was the ones who were the parents of the girl who went missing.
Yeah, because it was Andrin or Bartholomew, whichever one,
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Perella.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's what it was. So Perella, and what's her husband's name? Ooh, that doesn't really matter. He's going to be meeting up with you. Was it Haldalar? Is that him?
I think so.
Okay. So I mean, once so once you guys get settled in, it's going to be as pleasant an evening as you choose to. Do you hold anything back from Geralt?
Well, we don't want to talk about the Aarakocra in public, but
I think he can talk to you about it in coded. Who among you speaks Dwarvish?
I speak Dwarven. I think the dwarves do.
I've learned Dwarven as the language that I know, so yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all of us speak Dwarven.
Yeah, so he can share. So I mean, that's how he's able to sort of reference it. And even then, he still references it in like code words.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so he's grateful. I mean, he can see that you guys have like there's little things you've got, like maybe a piece of jewelry or a feather that you've incorporated into your arrows or something like that. That he can tell. I mean, the tent that you've got is definitely not made by human hands. So he's pleased to hear that you've kept them safe and that you've made such close friends.
We're honorary members, actually. We got our own names now.
Really?
Yep.
That's jeez.
One of mine is the Errant Rainbow. I earned that.
The Errant Rainbow. Indeed. I'm not even sure that... what was her name again? Good Lord.
Serene?
Serene, yeah. I'm not even sure that Serene has secured a name herself from them.
Quite attached to the little ones.
I will pass word along. I'm sure she's heard, but in the event she has not, I'll pass word along. Our friends are doing well then?
There was a minor cave-in, and we lost two of the ones that watch the children, but otherwise they're thriving.
A cave-in, you say? Have they extended? I've never been, but that's unusual for that location.
We looked at it. We couldn't find any signs of foul play, but at least the children weren't in there.
Hopefully that is the last of our friends' bad luck, and that they'll see nothing but blessings going forward.
Indeed.
Speaking of blessings, where are you intending on heading next?
Well, our in destination's Palfrey's Keep, but I think we got to go through Thurmaster to get there.
If I might ask, then, and he gestures at Max, this one's mother has not seen him in quite some time.
Pretty sure we're passing by there.
I'm sure Kuiper would be grateful to see him again, too. And, though I'm sure he would deny it, I'm sure Max would enjoy some of his mother's cooking again, too. But don't think that your tasks are with this lot are done, boy. There's still much you can learn from them. And he kind of like, oh yeah. He actually, if you guys were paying attention to Max's face, he did kind of have the look of like the kid who was like last picked on the team. He was a little worried about being left behind by you guys, so he's quite thrilled to hear that you'll still be taking him along. So, you also have St. Cuthbert's Wand of Waiting on somebody's sheet.
There was a Wand of Warding. I just saw it in the chat when I was in the Discord when I was scrolling looking for my
okay.
Oh, I don't have that.
I think it's only spellcasters who can use wands normally.
Maybe Chael has it.
Yeah, it probably would be a priest that can use it.
Maybe it's written in the party lead. I can go check to see who has it.
Okay.
But I was just thinking if we had, oh yeah, by the way, so and so's got this Wand of Warding that we found is, in the same area.
Yeah, that would definitely. I mean, the staff that you've got there, like it's not quite an artifact, but it's certainly something that would be a very treasured keepsake. And if it's used by someone powerful, then it's also like, because in power scale, you need to be at least 11th level to be able to recharge staves and things like that. So if this thing has seen some extensive use and wasn't just made and then sent off with them, or just a gift from St. Cuthbert itself, then it's probably got to be someone important or someone with some kind of standing in the church that would have dropped it. So, what do you ask you? I mean, he asked you about the orcs and what your impression is of what they're like. What are they doing down there? Are they working towards some aim, or are they just doing as they do and just are being as destructive as they can?
Well, they trapped the fort pretty well down there. Took me several hours to get through it, but
we all smell pretty fishy.
Yeah.
An army being amassed under the control of...
Yep.
You said the giants had some insight into what master may lurk behind them.
Called them the Cold Ones, didn't they?
Yeah.
Cold Ones.
They said they sealed the pass from the deep dark up here, and that one of their roguelot was trying to break through them.
That's think that we're trying to help Paul Frey get some help from the giants, but in turn needed to help the giants, and then we'll describe the challenge with the Seat of the Seal and keeping those from being opened.
So as you're describing that, the both of the paladins get particularly interested in this, and Sir Baynard asks this chieftain that you met, Galenmere. Did he say that the giants were acting, the army that was put together, that they were acting under the command of these Cold Ones?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I got close enough to the to them while they were doing their ritual before they went down, and I didn't smell anything fishy. But I suppose maybe one of their agents could be behind it. I did see a shadowy figure speaking a language I couldn't understand at a whisper.
Is that the cold ones that he spoke of?
I doubt it. If a cold one came up from where they were below, it'd probably be really powerful. So,
Yeah, he made it sound like it was almost like unleashing some demon or god or something.
yeah.
He laughed at our, Samwise had come up with the idea that perhaps they were trying to unlock. And then Druin looks around, doesn't say Therisdun, he says the eye,
Elder Elemental Eye?
the Elder Elemental Eye. He says that, and then kind of looks around. The Galamir laughed at him, and his priestess laughed at our theory that might have been the Elder Elemental Eye, and he told us about the cold ones.
They may be wise, these giants that are your friends, but scholars in Threshold, they share this belief that the Eye may play a role here. We have found markings of their cult mostly in the abandoned parts of town in Giant's Fall. But we spend... If you were an enemy and you were looking to gain access to as many powerful sorcerers and priests as you could, and wanted to clear any obstacles, crippling the strength of the Ecclesiastical Council by destroying Threshold, while also enticing treasure seekers with the promise of riches in the Great Rock Dale, would find a great number of strangers from other lands coming with no supervision by the church. Faces that would not be missed if they went missing. It's only been the last 10 years that we've seen expeditions out into the Great Rock Dale. The Sulish runes found in there, they were forgotten for ages. And only now they suddenly have found the attention and captured the imagination of these treasure hunters. And so we see from all across the Flanace, as far away as the Great Kingdom, as far north as the Backloonish Wastes, coming here, trying to seek fortune and riches. And if they don't come back, you're certain your friend spoke nothing of the giants who sought to draw him into their war. No mention of these cold ones.
I don't remember. It's been so long since we played that stuff. Was that like 20 sessions ago? That was months ago, Kev. Come on.
I don't know who this Kev is. I'm Sir Reynard.
Oh, goodness.
Somewhere George's ears are burning and the incredible notes he keeps are burning a hole in his pocket.
I know this.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've already forgotten the question.
Did the Giants mention the war with the cold ones? Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, they talked about, right? That's what the seal was about, is that it was an artifact of that time.
Yeah.
That process.
What he asked was the giants.
The giants who attacked Threshold, are they in league with the Cold Ones?
Well, remember what Gallenmere told you was that they came to him for him to march with them on Threshold. And he said it was foolhardy. That's like, our time has passed. This is our place now. Not trying to, follow the path of every foolish giant leader before he tries to stomp down. He did not march with them, though. It is curious that or at least a strange coincidence, that if there was a malice directed towards the church, that who was it that the Fomorians snatched off the road?
Sink, but yep. I'm wondering, maybe it's just the Cold Ones that fear the power of the Divines. Is why they're trying to take them out, but that's just speculation.
But they also take sorcerers, wizards, enchanters, illusionists.
And in my experience in fighting in Elec, it's not just the martial ability of your army that wins a war. It's the ability of your spellcasters to lay waste to large siege equipment or commanders. It's your ability to heal with the divine powers and bring your soldiers back to
Arturus,
stand in the wall.
Sir Arturus kind of sits back and he says, "Gods, I'm a fool. We didn't even think that they may be press-ganging them. We thought that there may be some darker alternative. Can you imagine every one of those powerful beings enthralled to the will of the Cold Ones turned against us?"
Dorman kind of looks at Calidor and then back at the Paladins is like, well, there's got this fishy stuff that if you drink it, it kind of enchants you.
They sort of snap and lean in, and Sir Reynard says, "Yes, friend, we are aware. Perhaps the open tavern is not the best place for such information to be shared."
Gotcha.
Druin snorts in his ale.
Yeah. And then old Grizzler sits back and he says, "He means shut up, fool!"
I know what he means. I've been with him longer than you have. Do I listen to him? Not often.
So,
only when he's injured.
Anything else you wish to talk to Geralt or Sir Reynard or Sir Arturius about? Or old Grizzler, for that matter?
Has there been any news from the hills to the northwest?
Sure. Let's go to the map, actually, guys, so we can talk about regional affairs here.
I know that's where the mines are.
Yeah. Okay, let me...
we learned that Citadel Silver was flooded.
Yeah, Citadel Silver, they confirmed that something's going on with the mines there because they've just been having a hell of a time with flooding. Even with the incredible technological innovations of dwarven miners, like flooding in a mine is not a new thing. It's a problem you deal with, but everything they're trying to deal with the flooding is just not cutting the mustard. It's not solving the problem. So they've been having a real problem, a real difficulty this year with it. News from the actual Blandride Hills, nothing. I mean, the continual flow of adventurers going from Eastdale out to the Great Rock Dale is kind of drawing trolls and ogres and other things that like the taste of man flesh down from the hills. So the High Moor is even more dangerous to travel than it has been in the past. Otherwise, there's not much. I mean, everywhere in Middenmark and in Heronshire, the news is the same, that there's spellcasters, wizards, priests who go missing. Not everyone, not even like 1 in 5 or something like that, but 1 in 10 maybe, 1 in 20. It's a dangerous time for people to be on the, traveling these regions. And what's worse is that those who are, sell swords like yourself, or who are just adventurers or treasure hunters, tend to have misfortune befall you sometimes anyway. So even those natural deaths or whatnot, those are being attributed to the same disappearances.
Gotcha.
So everyone's kind of on edge, all around. It certainly isn't stopping anybody, not the brave or foolhardy sort that like to, summer and spend the spring, summer, and fall in Eastdale, and then winter elsewhere.
Okay. It's mostly what Dorman was interested in.
Okay. Well, the rest of you guys, any further information, any further topics you want to cover with Geralt or the Paladins?
So we talked... I can't remember if we talked to Geralt about the ring that was causing the new mire when we had our blow up with Carmen. I think we would have told him about it, but I don't think we talked to him in that moment.
Yeah.
Bergour would ask if he knows if anything has been done about that. If Carmen shares that information with Geralt, it seems
also
unlikely.
Leans in and says, my friend, if you think that having lived in a town with beings that can steal the face and memories of trusted neighbors has made our Lord any less paranoid, allow me to correct that misapprehension. And he kind of looks, to the one side and the other, and you're suddenly conspicuous of how many people are around and sort of listening into your conversation. So if you are suggesting, he leaves it to you to draw the conclusion, but the implication seems to be that if you're implying that he's using some magic ring to sabotage someone, that word's going to get back to him, and he's probably not going to be happy about it.
Oh, no, I meant more like if he knows anything about it, like if Carmen has even shared the existence of the ring with him independently.
No, he's never heard of it. No.
Yeah, because I figure we talked to him about it, but I just wanted to know if there's any discussion.
He does say though that my head is facing the same direction. But looking for such a thing in the Blandride Hills, I know you spent time in the Patchwork Hills. The Patchwork Hills seem a holiday spot compared to the Blandride. And to find a needle in a haystack would be easier and seem facile compared to finding a lost piece of jewelry in the hills. The two paladins are kind of looking like they get that there's some kind of, secretive talk or topic that's going on, but neither of them is pressing. The one is either pretending to, not hear it and drink. That's Sir Arturus. And Sir Reynald is just listening, but not commenting. So, then, if there's nothing else that you guys wish to do for your first night back, Dorman, what is it you make for your first triumphant return to the kitchen of the Baron?
Well, I rolled a 15, so
It's pretty good.
I'm basically gonna make something using what they have. I don't have any spices.
That's probably good.
We lost.
This would have been so much better if I had flour. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna whip up a like some kind of. I'm gonna make a cake, like a dessert for them.
Sure.
So,
What about a stew, Dorman?
well,
The old guy only
Right,
has.
so you can get plenty of calories from this, right? And Bergour finishes another ale.
The old guy only has one tooth left, and it is a sweet one. So
there you
he is
go.
very happy to get your what do you call it? To have your cake. So yeah, I mean, like the Baron is full of the sound of laughter, notwithstanding the fairly serious topics that you guys have. You also have a lot of bullshit conversations with people you've met over the course of the months that you lived here before. Old Grizzler insists on, like, he tells you probably about maybe about 10% of the stories he tells you are actual new ones, and the rest of them are all ones you've heard already. But even if you tell him you've heard it before, he just ignores it. And you're not sure if he didn't hear you or he doesn't care and just enjoys telling it. But he goes through the whole stories again. And, yeah, I mean, you guys will be as, as plied with liquor as you choose to be.
Has Andrin moved on from his loss of his fiance and got his eye on another girl?
No, he's still...
Poor guy. It's been a year and a half.
He's not as distraught as what he was before. Like, he's not living with it, he seems to be more himself, or at least whoever he was. I mean, you never knew him before that, but closer to what his brother's personality is.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's otherwise, it's a pleasant evening. You guys retire to the temple, and as you guys lay down to rest, the paladins are taking station at basically the entrance, and then sort of midway through the chapel. They're insistent. You see, Brother Simheis has brought out the best of sort of like the best he could get from what's his name, the guy with the terrible halitosis.
Rastifer, I think.
Rastifer, right. Rastifer has also left behind 2 jars of pickled eels for Dorman, because he enjoyed them so much.
I lost those when the gibberlings attacked.
Yeah, as well as brand new, so you guys can basically pick out whatever whatever camping, traveling gear that you guys want to carry. He will be contributing that to you guys. He's that happy to see you back.
Nice.
So you can re-equip yourself for that. But for now, guys, I noticed that we're about midway through the session, so why don't we take our mid-session break right now, and then we'll talk about what horrible thing happens to you over the night. So, awesome. And we'll check in with chat as well, too, and see what suggestions they have for terrible, horrible, awful things.
While Dorman's sleeping, we take the baby and put it out on the step.
One of Gerald's dogs carries it off.
If I would be haunted the rest of my life, and I would come back and haunt all of you.
Yeah. All right, so we'll be back momentarily, folks.
These pickled eels are not the best ones he's had.
I thought you were rolling for surprise.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how bad they are. I've had Dorman roll 1d10 for any new food he comes across to see if he likes it or not, and the 1 is not good. Maybe they were far too long before they got pickled. I just realized if we're having paladins tag along, we gotta be on our best behavior.
Do we?
Why?
I don't want to be smited by paladins.
What would you be smited for? Name one evil act you've done since you joined this group.
There was one time I almost cut the fingers off a goblin that wouldn't talk.
All right, I almost smote you then too. But other than that,
That Dorman's been pretty good because he is neutral good now.
yep.
He started off true neutral.
Anybody starts doing evil shit, they're going to answer to me.
Yeah, no, I think the group is generally along the good lines. Yeah. Oh no, that thief.
I might have to do an alignment shift too. Sorry, give me a cut you off again.
Well, go ahead. I was just saying that if we catch that thief, that'd be a test of moral character there. Still from my people.
Just because he's a thief doesn't mean you have any allegiance to him.
No, the people of Harleton in the Shire.
Right, but just because I don't see why there'd be any sort of test. He stole from friends of yours.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I always take the fucking longest. Let's say how did everybody? Dave, do you mind if I take it tonight?
Yeah, you know what, Kev? My voice is a little sore from doing all the Druin talk. So
I got it. Don't you worry. So let's see here. Fred, what's going on? AD&D time, you know it. Wayne, Jeffrey, what's going on, guys? Let's see here. Brian, evening, Brian. Let's see here. Dave, I don't know who this Dave Fortier guy is, but man, what a troublemaker.
Bit of an ass.
Crumb, what's going on? Crumb, I got your email as well, too. I apologize for not responding yet, but I will be responding to that presently. I actually might use that to respond just in a video, because I think it's some of the stuff you've asked is something that would be helpful for, or at least may be of interest to other folks. Whether it's helpful or not is a whole other issue. Let's see here. What else? What's going on? Thank you. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Domain. What else? Thomas, what's going on? How is your evening going? Googled it, spot on pronunciation, excellent. I'm kind of spinning through. DM Kev's red beverage. My red beverage is it's a very, very secret old family recipe of the watermelon Fruitopia with San Pellegrino. So I want something that's a little sweet with a little bit of bubble to it. So it is. Yeah, that's what I treat myself to on our gaming nights. Let's see here. Gonzo, what's going on? Oh, Gonzo's gone. Hello, Gonzo. Goodbye, Gonzo. Alrighty, excellent. Okay, so guys, did I miss anything of import while I was still fucking around getting my drinks?
Not really.
Really?
Did we mention... the sound of the dragon outside as you guys were sleeping?
No, that was definitely absent from conversation.
Oh. Forgive me. I really should have mentioned that. If it had happened, because it didn't. So, that...
The world is so full of trouble, we just can't engage with everything. I mean, that's what Calidor notices all the time. And that's why he's sort of distant with the sort of troubles of man, because... There's so much of it. He can't deal with it all, right? So he's trying to focus on the greater threats to all the races than just petty, the things that concern men more.
Got it. Okay. So you arrived. Looking at our calendar here. Arrived in Melbourne.
Just Calidor brooding. That's what I want to know.
Oh, he's brooding. He's drinking and brooding tonight.
Yep.
Sweet.
No dancing.
No dancing.
I thought maybe when you saw Hurligo's trainer, you were going to break out in tears. And
yeah, well, and then of course he asked me, like, "Are you Calidor, brother of Hurligo?" Like, he called it right out, jerk. Not very happy here.
Hurligo does make a very memorable impression, so it is probably why he identified you as such.
Yeah, totally. No, it makes sense, and this is, like you said, this is where his trainer was, right? So
yeah. So then, his trainer actually was traveled. He just happened to be in town. He doesn't stay here. He travels all over.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. Like while you were training with Captain Darren Deeds and with Randemus, you were stationary here, but Hurligo was kind of off traveling and training. During that period, living up as a road musician.
Yeah,
maybe
that's where he's on. He's on the road.
Definitely. It's always unpredictable to judge when we'll see Hurligo again, but hope springs eternal. The evening though, in spite of the my attempts at implying threats, it passes in complete safety. There's no sign of any trouble. There's no sign of a spirit. And if you check in the morning, there is no markings of any kind, no glyphs left in the wood of the building or the earth around it. Now, have you guys selected your replacement gear to make up for what was lost to the Gibberlings?
Like 10?
Dorman's buying all the spices in town, replacing cookware, all that good stuff.
Yep.
I'm just getting an extra sword belt. My old one is fine, but I want to I assume that the sword that we got from the St. Cuthbert not ruins, the old St. Cuthbert sword had a sheath on it, but that whatever sword belt it had would have rotted away.
Or been just covered in...
Or been not taken or something. And I want to be able to, present it to Lintern and buckle it on him, as the way you would a knight. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find something that'll be... I mean, it's not going to be, fine,
Yeah,
work.
But, something sturdy. But
definitely. Functional, absolutely, you can find at Rastfur's place. Take a look at Rastfur again as well. And he hopes when you go in to get your shopping done too, he is really hopeful that you enjoyed his the eels, Dorman.
Well, I rolled for that, and it didn't turn out good. But I give him.
Turns out your pickled eel cake is still a work in progress.
Yes. I think these were a little too far gone before they started pickling. So.
Did you get this recipe from the place in Thurmaster?
Oh, don't! That I might end up killing that guy. Don't bring that up. The guy, I don't like him.
And Kev, those mushrooms we picked, those mushroom rations, how long did they last? Didn't they have a shelf life?
Yeah, they got they would have shelf life of 1 week.
Yeah, I would have eaten those already. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just checking. I was just cleaning up my stuff. Actually, I have this spider gnome head thing.
Ooh, gross.
You want to keep that or what?
There
There are jars with pickle brine in it, so I mean,
is there anyone in town who could do something with it to preserve it more or make it into something rather than
by this point, no. Like that.
Then I would have gotten rid of it.
Yeah, it would have rotted to shit by the time.
We would have told you to get rid of it. Like, Calidor, you reek. Get rid of that.
Well, I would have gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
Rotting head in your backpack.
If you've ever forgotten chicken in the fridge too long, then you get a sense of how fast that meat that is unpreserved spoils.
I would have scooped the brains and junk out of it, and it would have been skull and flesh.
If it's just the skull, if you'd burned all the flesh off or something like that, or flensed it off and then scoured it in boiling water, then yeah. But I don't think you had a pot to do that kind of stuff in.
Oh no, it would be gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting, man. So let's assume you got rid of that beforehand. It's not like.
And first off, I would never allowed him to do that with my pot either.
Chill, man. Chill.
So, anything else you guys wish to pick up in town before you set out for... You will find travel or a passage to take you upriver.
Okay, I'm going to get a backpack and a bedroll and the flint and steel. And you don't want like a list. Do you want me to just do it right now?
You can go ahead and put it in your list. Whatever you got. Just make sure you track your the weight of your equipment.
Yeah.
But otherwise, anything else you guys wish to do here? I pick up iron rations, regular rations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
5 pounds for a week?
For iron 5, for regular 10.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Do we need to get any healing potions? Try and get anything from Zenheist while we're here?
I think we've got a fair number of...
I've got 2, so...
I've got 1.5 and then 1 magical healing seaweed. So, I'm good on healing potions.
And the staff does 3 a day for free.
I need to probably brush up on some...
Oh, the Cure Serious. Are you guys spending money to get those done?
We're gonna cash in the black opal that's worth 1,000 gold pieces, and get Carrick and Knox stuff.
The donation, plink.
Yep, it's worth a lot. Trust me.
Okay. So yeah. So then, sorry, that's Carrick and Knox. You guys are having.
Yeah.
Okay. So those two make sure we make a note to let the guys know.
I'll put a note in the Discord.
Sure, and I'll text Brent, let him know he's that at least that wound is gone. He can get his Dexterity. That's really bad for him for having that dexterity loss, because that's his. He needs that to blade dance.
Yep.
So if that's all that's happening today, then guys, you're going to be able to find someone to hire on with. Let me see how the day is going to be.
A little hungover.
Oh, you know what? You might need to wait, because they're going to be going like first thing in the morning. I think you guys may have to wait one more day. Just because if you're going to do shopping and stuff like that, like that's going to take part of your day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So... Yeah, and it's not that you couldn't find someone to go with you. There's certainly people to go with today and tomorrow. It's just that they would want to be going first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
They don't want to wait around for you to get your shopping done and, pick out your belts and stuff like that. So, is there anything else you wish to do in town before, you head out? I guess one benefit is those of you with lower constitution, you will not be dealing with the staggering hangover that you likely have today. Bergour, I'm not talking about you, Mr. 18 Constitution.
There is a ring that I want to look at again. It's the one with the faded elven script. I failed my check to detect magic on it, but I want to try again and maybe identify it if we're spending another day in town.
Okay, you want to try using Identify for it?
Yeah, I want to do a cantrip to detect magic on it like the night before, and if it's magical, I'll spend part of my day identifying it.
Give us a cantrip roll.
Okay, cantrip,
please.
Cantrip roll.
You are unable to detect any magical aura on this ring.
Fancy ring, got it. I didn't want to walk around with mine.
Free! Elanian's like, that was an heirloom!
Throwing it away. Okay.
Okay. So then,
Other than that,
nothing? Okay. So, guys, give me a percentile roll, please.
45.
Where am I? I was checking for daily events. See if anything interesting happens today.
You mean other than the hurricane Druin summons?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing. Yep. Nothing of interest today, so...
Not even that windy.
No. No, it's a lovely day. Beautiful, clear sky. Yeah, it's like as if the elements and weather itself is welcoming you back to Melbourne.
Or they were just saying, hey, today would have been a good day to travel, suckers. Too bad you're hungover.
The next day, you guys spend... also, Brother Samheis thanks you for letting him copy down all the, special whatever about the staff and the sword, so he's grateful for that. You guys spend another uneventful night in the temple, and then the next day, let's see what happens. Okay, so then, guys, you are you're able to hire on with a crew. I mean, with your notoriety in the region, everyone is sort of competing to be like, no, I can wait one day. It's okay. We can go tomorrow. I can get more stuff on here. They're happy to have you guys, camp with them. When you, for your first day heading down river, you're going to do that thing where you just, you bring the boats over to the side, you check, you sleep on the shore. You want to go north shore or south shore? You'll still be in farming country as you're making your way down here.
Well, do we want to deal with orcs or trolls? I say North Shore.
Yeah.
Okay. Would, let's see here. Both John and Arlen missed last session, so let's have Arlen roll a d10 for surprise. surprised. Let me see if whatever might be happening is surprised. They are not either. Okay. So then, guys, you're camping on the North Shore. I think I have a river one here somewhere. Oh, I do. Look at that. Look at that, guys. My goodness. Let me get your tokens. Max is with you. Oh, I don't have tokens for the paladins. I guess I can drag and drop something. Okay, here we go. You're on the North Shore.
You know, speaking of mule, Bergour, I think we should get one to carry all this extra gear.
Remember,
You know
you
how
guys...
quick they die?
You guys have found it very difficult to find any kind of mounted, any kind of pack animals or anything like that in Heronshire. Because of the river travel, they just generally don't use them, at least not for long distances, so...
So Druin moves really slowly between inn and boat, or temple and boat.
Yeah, sorry, Druin's been what?
Druin moves really slowly from the temple to the boat. It's like staff, great axe, 2 battle axes. Now he's got a backpack full of food and stuff.
Thump, thump, thump.
I'm hurrying as fast as I can hurry, damn it.
Okay. Now, let's see here.
Cast strength on yourself.
Okay.
Clangadin did not give me these gifts so I could be a pack mule.
Would you guys kindly give me... John, you missed Wednesday's session. Give us a D4 roll, please.
It's a 1.
It was a 1. Okay, so Bergour is on watch. All this stuff is going on.
Dwarven phalanx.
Hold on. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Boom. And boom. So I have 2 tokens down there. That will be your paladins. The black armor will be... Let me move you over here so you can see. The black armor will be Sir Arturius, and the others will be Sir Reynard, sorry. That's where you guys are. And let me get what's coming here. Let me also shake you out of your reverie here. Let's get something a little more dangerous going here. What's this one sound like? Yep, that sounds about right. Okay, now. Okay. Bergour, you are the one sitting around the fire. You can see the boat is moored on the shore. I'm not going to bother putting the boat down. Actually, I guess I should... Nah, I won't. Let's do this for ease of reference here. So this here is your boat. What's on the DM's layer? Dummy. Here we go. There's your boat. You guys can see that now?
Yes, it's
Yep.
an amazing boat.
Okay. It is truly an impressive boat. A mighty vessel.
It's also square.
It's also a square. Okay. So what is going to be happening here? Neither of you are surprised. So I'm going to put these down here, and then we'll just jump into it here.
If it's Gibberlings, I say we fight them.
If it's which?
Gibberlings, I say we fight them. I'm not losing my backpack again.
That'd be pretty awesome if it was. Okay. I randomly determined where they were coming from as well, too, which has made for an interesting implied backstory here. So... Okay, let's see here. Okay, guys. So, Bergour, you're the one keeping watch there. It is nighttime, so let me just ruin your dark vision for you. Okay.
I will happily go in with it, helping you buy that, Druin. As soon as I'm done paying for mage training.
What'd you buy?
I don't think there's anybody anywhere nearby that will be selling full plate.
Paladins might have connections.
Yeah, maybe in Threshold.
Okay, there we go. So you are sitting around, and let me zoom in a scooch here. The rest of you are in your brand new tents or whatever. And sorry, I missed some chat here too. 4,000 to 10,000 for a full plate. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is an armorer at Lord Palfrey's keep.
Yep.
I
can
Count.
put some time in.
Okay. So here we go, guys. Bergour, being back on the river again after so long. You know, hey, speaking of Carrick, look at this.
Oh,
Just in time to enjoy the fruits of his... what do you call it?
just in time to
Healing.
get like another injury or something.
Carrick said, hi, guys. Oh, shit.
There's a 50% chance when Brent logs in for a session that his character is going to be near death within half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is often like right at the end of a session when he logs in. So, or not the end, but the latter half of the session. So, okay. Let me put old Carrick down here. He will be asleep though. We won't make old Carrick. Okay. Let me see here. Brent asked to get in. He did not yet. Okay. There we go. Brent is asking to come in. There we are. Welcome, Brent.
And he's muted.
Muted himself instantly.
Okay.
I think once the sixth person joins in, it mutes him automatically.
Yeah. Okay, hold on here.
5's a meeting, 6 is too much.
He says, sorry?
All right. I lost audio.
Hey, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Whatever he did because the lost audio doesn't work because now we can't hear him.
Okay.
Go back to
hold
lost
on.
audio, Brent. That worked great.
Actually, yeah, we gotta, 1 second here, I gotta do something where you, since Brent logged in, the encoding is going crazy, so I think hold on here. I'm gonna hit refresh here, guys, give me a sec.
Yep.
Does that mean like a hacker is using Brent to like crash the stream?
Brent the hacker.
you know you've made it when someone's trying to hack your D&D stream.
Oh, they're gonna get so much valuable stuff from hacking this stream.
Okay.
Yeah. You want my gauntlets of ogre power, don't you? Come and get it. Come and get it.
Hold on, I'm
Shoot,
trying.
man. Only we had something like that.
Wow.
Okay, before we battle, review all your magical items, figure out what you have.
I remember what I have. Oh, the YouTube stream's having issues.
Yeah, I know. It's because of the, I think, size of the map. Oh, and I fixed it. Or I should have fixed it. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. See if this will fix it. One sec here. Let's see. Let's That's still a problem. Let me see here.
Excuse me.
What?
Okay. There we go. That seems to have solved the problem. Oh, but it's also made you guys too... cut you guys off. Hold on. Oh, come on, you. There we go.
So next time I have my backpack destroyed and whatever, I'm just gonna put gone next to all the items, so that next time I get into town I can just remove gone and they'll all be there again.
Yeah.
Instead of last time I deleted all the lines from my backpack, and now I've got to figure out all the shit that I need to buy. Okay, I need a bedroll and a tent and
Hey, Brent, you in?
Yeah, I got audio now. Apparently
Okay.
exiting and popping back in solved it.
Okay, perfect. Oh. I'm solving an issue here on my side with the... Yeah, it's weird. There wasn't an issue before. Brent, I don't mean to blame you, bud, but...
I screwed you there. Wait, was it before me logging in or after?
This is only after you logged in, yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
I posted in the chat having issues, guys. Hold on. They said blame Canada.
Yeah. Unmarked GP by Eric Coker to the Sentry in Moscow. Nice. Hold on here. Okay, so... Let me see here. Let me do this here. That'll solve a problem. Nope. Well, I do not know what's going on here. The problem seems to be going away sometimes and not in others. Let's see here. So go there. Yeah, it's weird. Sorry, guys. For those listening at home, we're still trying to work out the kinks of the new streaming setup, and I don't know what is happening right now. I got nothing running in the background that should be chewing up bandwidth or chewing up processing power, but I keep getting this damn message.
should I close WoW? No, just kidding.
It wouldn't affect me. Well, I'm gonna try and... Give me 2 seconds here. Let's see.
Oh, if I could run dungeons and roleplay at the same time.
Not very well.
Plate.
Okay. I do not know what the... Oh, it's blinking on and off right now. Sorry, guys. You know what? I'll have to take a look at this stream, and it's not a problem anymore. So I don't know what the spike was there, but my apologies for anyone if it affected their viewing experience. So, Bergour, what you see is something off in the distance. What is your mind, being back on the river once again, thinking of the familiar place? This is the first stop that you made, the first time that you made your way on this river as well. What are you thinking of? What do you think of as you're staring into that fire?
I think it's one of the things Semhai said about Count Parfrey, he's no longer the man he was, and Bergour can't help but think kind of, well, none of us are any longer the people that we were. And is thinking a little bit kind of both about the kind of growth that we have experienced, but also the thanks to the cudgel, not quite as crippling for Carrick and Knox anymore, although some of us are still carrying scars.
That's right. Did you mention to Carrick the good news?
No, I have not heard this.
Yeah, we bought you a prosthesis so you can hobble along.
Woohoo!
It's the blacksmith was able to make a leg brace for you. No, they paid for a Cure Serious. So you have been... It cost them 500 gold. So be grateful. But yeah, you are... what do you call it? Your crippling injury is now gone.
I will throw my crutches down and...
For joy.
Yeah.
Nice.
You need to do a backflip into one of these things.
Yeah. Did you already watch Scrooged?
Not yet, but it's on the weekend's list.
Nice. Okay, so what... Bergour, your mind is turned to that right now. When you, out of the corner of your eye, your mind is just thinking of these more existential threats, and you look over, and you see this like orange-skinned creature kind of making its way down the beach, and it's looking over in your direction, and like you think you're making eye contact with it, but it clearly can't see you, or at least can't see your eyes well enough. And it's kind of like, keeps making its way slowly over towards the boat. And you look and you see that, that big tree near the shore there? It's full of goblins. There's a whole horde of them that are just making their way along the stream. They're trying to sneak up and steal your boat. So... with that in mind, assuming that Bergour's not going to just let that happen, let's roll some initiative. So, first off, Bergour, Arlen says you rolled a surprise. John, we'll start with you rolling initiative, and then we'll go to Brent next. I've reworked where everyone's screen is here. Hi, sweetie. Anna says hi again. Oh, John.
Yes, sir.
Would you beat my 2, please? No. So, Bergour, what are you doing in round 1?
Round 1, I'm going to shout, "Goblins! They're in the trees!" And
they're on the ground. They're not in the trees. They're not monkey goblins. They're just like, they're making their way underneath it. They've been trying to hide and sneak their way up towards this boat. Okay.
So, I'm going to shout about goblins and move towards the boat.
Awesome.
Hey, are we camped for the night, getting out of bed type thing, or sort of ready?
No, you're in bed. So you're gonna, everyone who's not Bergour, go ahead and give us a surprise roll. You get to add your modifier for hi, sweetie. Your modifier for dexterity.
The reaction adjustment.
Yeah, a roll of 1 will always be surprised. So
it's like a dex roll?
No, it's a 1d10. The way we roll surprise every time, Brent. 1d10 plus your reaction modifier from dexterity.
Dorman's like, goblins? Ah!
Yeah, Dorman is raring to go. Caldor is raring to go. Fortunately, they are pretty darn slow. Well, I mean, they're small. So, Druin's not surprised. So, it's just Carrick. Then give us a d10 roll. Yeah, no problem. All right, so then first up is going to be Bergour. Oh, sorry. Oh, hold on, Bergour. Why'd you move?
Oh, because that was what I thought I was going before them.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Yep, so no, they
I'll
had to go
back
first.
to where I was.
Yeah, okay. So, one of them comes screaming up and jumps into the boat. 2 of them do. 2, 3. Okay. The rest are not able to get quite as far in. I'm just going to move these over here. They're all screaming, running for the boat. Let me move these guys down just a scooch here. There we go. And I think they're... Dorman, the only thing you hear is something screaming. Because I think you're the only one who speaks Goblin. They're screaming of like, they'll kill us all! Get in the boat! Carrick, you don't speak Goblin, do you?
Good question. Let me pop up my languages.
Okay. Then Bergour, you get to go. So you're screaming.
All right. So I'm doing my move up to here, and that's just a move. That's not a move and attack.
Okay. All right. So, guys, that is the end of the round. Someone give me a 2d10 roll. Let's see if our Paladin allies are surprised. One
I
is.
do.
So one of them is. So then, guys, it is round 2. So let's hear. John, we thank you for your efforts at rolling initiative. We will, however, look elsewhere for rolling now. Brent, would you kindly decide what you want to do with your round? And then once again, beat my 2.
All right.
Yeah.
Nope. I will not beat your 2. Not by a long shot.
All right, I'm acting on a 2, guys. Actually, my first action will be on a 5, but... so, Bergour, you see 2 of them slam into the boat, and they're trying to push it off.
Yeah, I figured there's...
And this one's going to run down there and start pushing it off. This one did not see you, so he comes to the top of the rock and kind of screeches when he sees you there. And then slides down, doof, over here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. That one's going to jump in the boat. Into the boat. Into the boat. Okay, so they're all trying to get down. They're completely ignoring you, Bergour, apart from just trying to get themselves into the boat. So this is kind of, the nautical version of the clown car, only with goblins. So the fantasy novel, version of the clown car. Then next up will be Bergour on an 11. What are you doing, Bergour?
All right, I'm going to try to kill this one.
Okay. Come on. Show them how it's done. A 5.
Oh, that's not great.
It is enough to hit these little suckers, though. So.
All right, damage small, medium.
That wasn't a nat 1, was it?
No.
No, okay. Okay.
Small, medium.
Oh, it's small.
Damage?
Yeah, they're goblins.
Yep.
These are the Titano goblins.
Just in case.
Well, that's a
There
great
we
idea.
go.
Yep, I'm not even going to roll hit points. You have 2 attacks this round, so you'll have a second one later. Dorman, Kettleborn, and Carrick, you guys are up next. What are you doing?
Color spray.
You're lying in bed?
Oh, wait. Yes.
That is what you
will not-
declared. What's the range of color spray?
20 foot.
I need to spend my action. I will get up out of bed. That's a much better action.
No, if you declared a spell, then you can choose not to cast it. But I think you're only partway up then. So this is
Yeah,
Brent. Just sorry,
He was
like
surprised in his sleep and he woke up
Yep.
ready and then realized.
as a reminder, Brent, the reason I don't ask what you're doing for the round for flavor, because remember, it's important to declare what you're doing in AD&D because you're stuck with that. You have to decide what you're going to do before you roll initiative. You can choose to not cast a spell, but if you thought you were going to cast a spell and then you're like, wait, fuck, why am I doing this? Then you're stuck with only half movement because that's all you can do, and I think you need full movement to stand up.
Okay.
Is that right, guys, or is it half movement I've been saying for standing?
It's half movement to stand because you can take an action as you stand.
Right, yeah. So you can actually stand up, Brent. And you don't lose your spell. But if you had taken damage, like that's the reason it's important, is because if you took damage, you would have lost that spell.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he stood up, was going to cast a spell, half asleep, then realized Bergour's in his way, and
I love the idea that he woke up and was like, "Oh, no, counter spy." Wait, hold on.
I'm awake.
Dorman's going to be standing up and drawing his little goblin slayer short sword and moving in, saying, "I'm going to kill me some goblins."
Maniac. Okay, then it is Caldor on a 13.
Caldor gets up, grabs his weapons, and he yells, Max, get up! Grab the boat!
Was Max? Oh, Max was surprised?
No.
I was surprised. He's yelling at him.
Okay. Okay. All right. Then it is. Let's see here. Druin. What are you doing, Druin?
June gets up and steps forward, like you know, half his move, but you get half your combat move. So I guess
2 squares.
2 squares.
But half my combat move is, but I need half my move to get up.
Yep. So your combat move is your full combat move is a 4. So you get half it's to get up. You still 2 more squares, and you can move through allied squares. So if you just want to move, if you're trying to move straight south, you can do that through Max's square.
Now I'm just gonna step out of from where he was sleeping and cast prayer.
That he can't do because you're using too much movement.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. So
I didn't know you were casting a spell. You didn't say that. You buried the lead. So if you can stand up and cast prayer, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it is Max the Weirbear. What's Max doing?
He's getting up and starting to lumber down here. And apparently, next turn, he'll start swinging.
Okay. All right. Then it is Bergour, your second attack.
Yeah, so I can step in without taking any attacks of opportunity or anything.
Yep.
Try to kill another one that's trying to push off.
Yep. Remember, because you're not moving directly towards one of them, would have an attack of opportunity on you. This one right here.
But I'm still in connection with him, right?
Right, but if we've changed it, we're using the 5e rules now. So if you're moving, the thing that was kind of bugging me was when people would run in and then kind of like run around the thing. As having seen 4e in play again, remembering that like unless your movement is directly towards the target, then you draw attack of opportunity from that target.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll take an attack of opportunity from him.
I mean it misses.
Okay.
Go ahead and
Yep. -4 to hit.
Okay.
And yep.
Holy shit. Yep. Boom. Unfortunately, they did get their muscle into it, so this thing will drift. Boom, right there. Oh, let me move the map. Boom. Fortunately, they have not noticed that it's staked to the ground yet. So there is an anchor that's staking it to the shore. So it's not going to go anywhere. It's just you're going to have to get wet to get the boat back again. That is the end of round 2. We're on to round 3, guys. Brent, we thank you for sharing your initiative roll with us. We do appreciate it, but we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to roll that all-important D10. So we're going to pass that to Jeffrey. And Jeffrey, would you kindly beat my 8, my ocho?
Good roll.
Okay. So it is. They're acting on an 8 now. So I have 3 goblins that are going to be very at risk of drowning momentarily here. Bergour, you have at least 3 attacks of opportunity around, and Max has 1 attack of opportunity this round. So, Bergour, go ahead and make your 3 attacks.
All right. Attack. Yep. I think that's a kill.
That is definitely... So the first one tries to get away from you, but a slash of your sword.
Not as good,
That's
but
still a hit.
Still.
Yep.
Yep.
Another one down.
Reward.
Yep.
Nice. To make sure it's dead. Oh, man. And then Max gets 1 attack.
Nope.
That's a miss, actually. So this thing goes splashing into the water, and they're just like, it's mad panic. Ah! And it, what do you call it? I think what you hear translated, Dorman, is that the dwarves turn into bears! The dwarves are bears! And, yeah. The current will be catching the boat now, but again, it is moored to the ground, so it ain't going anywhere. Next will be, speaking of Bergour, you're up next.
All right. Step up to here and try to get another one.
Yep. Go ahead and make your attack roll. That is a solid hit.
Yeah.
It's also a little easier to hit him because he's really slow and clumsy right now. Another goblin falls into the water and his head is carried one way, his body disappears beneath the waves. Then it is Carrick, I think, on a... Carrick on a 12.
Yes, I couldn't add it the first time.
That's okay. What are you doing?
I'm going to try that again now that I'm awake and moving.
Okay. So you can move half your combat move. 1, 2, 3. You can only move 4 squares. Remember, and every second diagonal counts as 2.
Oh, okay. I wasn't quite sure whether it did or not. I'm sorry. I'm getting mixed up with 5e.
It's okay.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, crap. I'm going to have to hold that spell
Okay,
again.
so you raise up and you're still not getting it off. All right. Then it is, let's see here. Calidor. Calidor and Druin. What are you guys doing?
Druin moves in behind Dorman, and then start casting the spell. Really loud.
Moves 1, 2, 3. He'll
Your
move
turn silver. And he kind of grins at Dorman.
Okay. So you're starting to splish out into the water.
Well, he can't move fast.
Then it is Dorman on a 14. Are you see flicker cloaking?
Is these goblins are racial enemies of gnome, so he disappears, and he's going to appear down here on 19. Into the boat.
I love it. He uses this as a justification for fucking genocide. Says in the player's handbook, gotta kill them all. Okay, so you disappear, and then you'll reappear on a 19. Boy, it would suck if that fucking boat moved before you reappeared, right?
It would, yeah.
Then, let's see here. Max is on a 16.
Max is going to come in here and smash Goblin head.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah, solid hit.
And I think he's only going to get the 1 attack off because it'll die.
Yep.
He goes,
Now, the water is difficult terrain. Remember, you can move between melee attacks. If he's still got movement left, he could still do that.
He's got only half. It'll take two movement to get in there. He's got 1 square left.
You could move right in front of Bergour and get 1 if you wanted.
Okay.
Oh, you said you got 2. Oh, right, because it's difficult terrain. Never mind. I lied.
Oh,
I lied.
back.
I'm a vicious liar. You guys should have known that by now. Then it is Dorman reappears in there.
Goblins.
And then the boat drifts, I guess. So we'll get everybody, and let's see here. It just actually goes over here.
Yeah,
Whoopsies. Come on. There we go. Move this over here. The rope is still holding it fast. This lone goblin over here is screaming about drowning. And actually, would you guys give me a D20 roll, please?
You wake the dragon that's sleeping nearby?
Yeah, no. No, it's just that he is now carried out. He's being carried away on the current. Goblins are not good swimmers. So then, it's kind of like an inverted cone. Their big head just kind of bobs up and down, but their little body does nothing to help. Okay, then it is end of the round, I guess. Bergour, you don't have a second viable attack here, so we're on to a round 4, guys. The paladins are just sort of keeping an eye out for other ambushes. So, Jeffrey, you lost Arlen. Here we go. Everyone decide what you want to do with your round. And then, Arlen, would you kindly beat my 7? Ooh, where it is, 7. Okay. So my first action will be on a... actually on a 7. Wait, someone give me a D20 roll as well, too, please. So his goblin can get himself back under control. 3 he does! Holy shit. So he starts swimming over to the boat. Wow. It's not graceful. It is not a technique you could actually learn yourself, but somehow the goblin manages to struggle and squirm and squeal his way over to the thing. The other 2 goblins crawl themselves up onto the boat. Would you give me, Dorman, another D20 roll, please? 16. So those 2 goblins that are right next to you, Calidor, they are trying to push crates down onto you, unsuccessfully. There's like... That shit's packed in quite tightly and probably has ropes over it as well, too, so... Once again, goblin genius at play here. With you appearing, Dorman, so they're going to be attacking on a 10. When are you acting?
On an 11.
Okay. What's your AC right now?
My AC is a flat 3.
Flat 3. So I do get 1 hit on you.
It's okay. Wasn't casting it.
2 hits on you. You take a whopping 2 points of damage and 3 points of damage. Full DR will apply.
So -3.
Yeah. Well, I really should have bull rushed you and pushed you into the water, shouldn't I? Next time. Next time. Okay, so then, Bergour, you're on an 8. What are you doing on an 8?
I am just moving, and I'm also going to tell Max, grab the boat! And I'm going to move along the shore. 1, 2, 3, 4, get to here.
Okay. Yeah, stepping over the rope and the...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or under, maybe, depending on how high it is.
Yeah, fair enough. And you are a dwarf, too. Then, let's see here. So they've moved. They did their attack. Dorman, you're on an 11. What are you doing?
Dorman's going to stab one of them.
Okay.
Like, you're not taking my boat. He's going to go with the Kinslayer on the goblin.
Okay.
He's going to try the one right to his left.
Right to
and
his...
prayer
yep.
right?
Yep. Immediately to his left. Okay. That is a solid hit. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. Let's see. Ooh. That actually, that might not kill him. Hold on, let's see. First time I've had to roll hit points. Doesn't kill him. Hurts him quite badly, but does not kill him. Okay. Then it is Carrick and Max and Druin.
We're missing Calidor's initiative.
Calidor, I think you would be acting earlier, aren't you?
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
That's okay.
What was
Depending
the... Oh, 8. Yeah, sorry, I'm 12.
12. Okay, so actually, Calidor, you're up next. What are you doing?
Well, at this point, he's going to, move into the water. So, actually, I'm going to throw his sword on the
Sorry, Jeff, you're breaking up quite a bit. I heard that you're...
I heard he's throwing his sword into the water.
No, on the shore.
Oh, you're throwing your sword on the shore?
Tossing his sword back so that he can grab the boat, it sounds
Got his
like.
shield above his head and he's grabbing the boat. Like, so he's covering himself with his shield and grabbing the boat.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, so one hand is on the boat so that if the rope breaks, or if they realize it's tied down,
Or try to pull it in. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. That sounds great. Then I got to stop doing the okay sign. Thumbs up. Then it is Druin and Carrick and Max the Werebear. What were you guys doing?
I'm dragging the long icon and drawing. Apparently, that's what I'm doing.
Once again, color spray hits Calidor. Calidor falls under the water, loses the boat, begins drowning.
I'm running in circles.
Brent, we missed you.
You should just have a no color spray rule. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do color spray. I'm gonna see if I can
You
just.
want a 40% chance being hitting a party member?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to move forward. I got this. I'm gonna go for my sword. So 5.
So remember, the water is difficult terrain, so it'll cost 2.
I think I can.
That's a spirit. I think I can. So you're racing over here.
I'm gonna take
Okay.
5.
And you're going to attack the goblins?
Yes.
Okay, so you can picture you are now 10 feet out from shore, and they're in a boat, so I'm going to give them fairly substantial cover because you're going to be swinging up like this to try and get at them.
Do it anyway.
But yeah, do it anyway. They're still very easy to... That's what 20s are on nat 20s for.
And,
Or 20s are on the dice. Go ahead, Brent. Make your attack roll. Let's see how you do. That is... Oh, that is not good enough.
There's the prayer bonus. A 1.
Prayer bonus. Yeah, which brings it down to 1. I don't think that's still good. Well, 6. No, that will be good enough. I had a 1. Yep. So you tag one of them. Go ahead and roll damage, Brent. Small or medium creature.
all right. I'm glad I didn't tag the boat.
They cannot survive that. So yeah, you run up and skewer. You just stab one right in its big stupid head, and it falls off the boat, sploosh into the water. Then we got Max and Druin. What are you guys doing?
Druin steps to here, and then summons the power of Clangadin, and a spiritual hand axe appears right by this goblin.
Yep.
And attacks.
Come on.
Spiritual hammer does not get the prayer bonus.
Solid hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Doesn't do a lot of damage. But...
Let's see here. I'll roll hit points. It does not have a lot of hit points.
Squish.
Which one were you wanting to kill? This guy. This guy.
This guy to yeah.
The guy right next to Carrick, or
This one right here.
that right there? You got it. Okay. Then it is Max the Werebear. What's Max doing?
Actually obeying Bergour, because that's what he was going to do. He's going to walk up, grab the rope, and start hauling the boat back in.
He's a bear.
Does he not? Is he
No.
in the hybrid form?
Well, he doesn't have opposable thumbs. So he could like hook his claws over the edge of the boat, but he's going to tear the rope to
Yeah,
shreds.
he can't.
That's why I told him to grab the boat.
He's a
Couldn't
bear.
make it to
Yeah, and notwithstanding the illustration, he's either a bear or a kid at this point. He can't turn into. Yeah,
Oh, I understood that. Okay.
yeah.
Calorie yelled, grab the boat.
I mean, he
couldn't
can
make
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's what I yelled. Grab
the
the boat.
the
so
rope
he could-
is a big, thick thing. Like, he could sink his teeth into it and pull. Unless he's
Yeah.
chewing and gnawing and stuff, he's not going to get through the rope.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
he wants to pull it in then.
Sure, yeah. So they'll start between Calidor grabbing the boat and Max grabbing it. It's not going anywhere. At least it's not. Well, I'm picturing. Like, I'm trying to picture the movement of this thing. Is if the thing's on there, I think it's going to shift into where Carrick is right now. Carrick, are you going under the boat or is it pushing you back? Your choice.
Pushing me back.
Okay, hold on. No one else has got any
I would
attacks?
start moving- when I felt the boat like trying to smack into me, I'd be stepping back instead of trying to go.
Yeah,
under.
it's moving in. I think you can just like with your dexterity, you just like hop up and step back a bit as the boat sort of shifts over here. Like I'm picturing it moving around on with the anchor point being kind of the fulcrum, and it's just sort of swinging along the side here. It's going to hit the beach again in a moment, crushing Carrick and Carrick will nimbly move out of the way, I'm sure. Death by boat, that's a new one, right? Does anyone else... Bergour didn't attack this round. Carrick, it's a favored round. You've got a second attack if you like.
I will do that.
Because of your specialization. Nope. It's probably because you were pushed back. And I think...
We do have Astonishing Fortune.
Yeah, we do have Astonishing Fortune. You got 5 points right now.
You know what? I think we'll be okay against the goblins without having to. Astonishing Fortune.
Famous last words. Watch when that nat 1 comes up and you guys cut the rope. I'm gonna love it. Okay, so that is the end of round 5. Then, guys, we're on round 6. I think I'm still making my way through everyone in the party. Are we back to John now?
I
Dave
rolled.
Jeff rolled, so Dave's turn.
Yeah, I rolled.
Yep. Okay. So back to you, John. All right. So then, everyone decide what you're doing with your round, and then John, would you kindly beat my 3?
I haven't rolled initiative yet.
Oh, you haven't. Sorry, Dave. Dave, roll.
Go ahead. I beat the 7.
We are the 9.
Wonderful. Okay, so they're going to try and push Dorman into the water. All right. Get out of here, you. Let's see here. 19! Dorman, give me a save versus breath weapon, please.
I can do that. Breath weapon
Oosh.
is my worst one. Haha!
Nice. So you're hanging on the side next to this other goblin. The other goblin is going to try and force you off. So let's see. A nat 1. He goes... and he's drifting off and he's hanging onto your cloak right now. What else will they be doing? The other one runs forward and is trying to push a box. One's trying to push a box on Caldor. One's trying to push a box on Carrick. That is a... Oh, fucking close. Caldor, you can see the box shift just a little bit.
Yeah.
And the other one, yeah, it is way too big of a box for them to move on you, Carrick. Then it is... Let's see here. Bergour and Dorman Kettleborn, what are you guys doing?
Bergour can go first.
I am sheathing my sword and walking over towards Max to help with the rope.
Okay. Got your hands on the rope. What about Dorman? What did you have in mind?
I have a quick question. I did not decide to do this, but if I had decided to cast a spell and they pushed me over, would that interrupt? Or...
Yep.
Okay, so I didn't. I'm stabbing them, and I'm going after the wounded one.
Okay.
I know I'm probably going to take a penalty for being over, but I'm going to try to...
Yep. Go ahead.
Because I hate goblins.
Your bona fides as a psychopath as far as goblins are concerned is well documented.
Dorman's rationally attacking and not worrying about its own life.
Our first conversation about in-game torture had to become because of your feelings on goblins, so don't worry. We know. All right, so yeah, you this other one is reaching down and trying to pull your hands off. You bring your hand back and plunge it into him, and he falls over the side. The guy behind you says, "Whitward, you! My wife! You killed my wife!"
It was a woman?
Sorry. Shouldn't laugh at that.
Now I'm kind of sad.
Goblins
Okay.
are cat. Don't feel sorry for them.
You don't feel bad.
All right. So then, Dorman's gone. Caldor, you're up next. I did a number on my throat. I don't regret it for a second.
Oh, can you Actually, what he's gonna do is like go over and grab the goblin that's right in front of him and pull him over.
Okay. I heard he's going to grab the goblin and pull him over. That's right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see here. Go ahead and give us a grappling roll. So it'll be your, what's your Thaco? Oh, you're a 6th level fighter now? So your Thaco is 15. Yep, so it'll be +5, plus any strength modifier you've got to hit. Hello, sweetie. Yeah, I know.
So, flash roll 1d20 plus 5, you say?
Yep. Yes, please.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yep. You solidly now 1d. He gets to try and resist this. I actually did resist it, but he's small. Give us a 1d10 roll. Plus your strength damage roll modifier. Okay, so that is, yeah, even with him trying to shake himself loose, that might be enough for you to totally control him. Although you're only using one hand, so it's halved. He actually shakes free. Because you only use the one hand, you have your effect. You do get a hold of him, but he actually manages to shake himself off. Your hands are soaking wet, so it's maybe not a surprise.
Yeah.
Then it is... who's next here? Druin and Carrick. What are you guys doing? Ooh,
I'm going to hammer.
that is a miss.
All right, I'm going to take a swing as well.
Okay. The cover isn't quite as good because you're now closer to the shore. You're a little further up. Yeah, that's a hit. A little bit. Go ahead and roll damage. Let's see. Points. Yeah. So, Cowdor, the one that you try to get a hold of there, it slips away from you, but basically falls back, and Carrick takes advantage of the opening. Another dead goblin. Then it is, let's see, Max the werebear.
He sees that there's a bunch of people like really close to shore.
Yep.
So he doesn't pull it any closer. He just holds it steady.
Okay. So holds on. So yeah, it's not going to pull out. Basically, you and Bergour are serving as the actual anchor at this point of it. So it's not going to be putting any further pressure on the spike that is there. Okay, then, let's see here. Bergour's not making any attacks. There's no second attack. I think we're at the end of the round. Carrick, would you give me a, give me a dexterity check, please.
All right.
This should be relatively easy. I think your dex is quite high.
All right, this is,
You just threw a dice at my head.
yes.
Whack.
/R instead of r/.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I just had typo there.
Little dyslexia.
Yeah. Or just didn't the
Okay.
keyboard in order.
So, Carrick, you're able to... You can see this thing's coming closer to shore. It's about to run up again. So you are all... Oh, what am I doing here? Come on. There we go. Everything drifts over here. Poof. The ass end where Dorman is probably hanging a little further out, but... Okay. Then, I think that is the end of the round, guys. We're on to round 6. Let's see here. Dave, now we're back to John again. There you go. Second try. I'm confident you guys are going to master the initiative here. Everyone decide what you want to do with your round. And then, oh, Jesus. John, beat my 2, please.
Close.
Gee, it's close. So I'm acting on a 2 for some of these and a 5. Carrick, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity.
All right.
They're all moving themselves close to the back of the boat. And then... Okay. Hey, sweetie. All right. Dorman is acting before the attack goes off. Dorman, what are you doing?
I'm letting go of the boat and drifting away.
Do you swim?
Not well.
All right, hold on here. Yeah, actually, I mean, you're a force gnome, so it's not like you're, you live on the shore or something like that and would automatically learn to swim.
No, I've got.
Are there water grappling rules, Kev? Like gnomes and goblins in the water trying to drown each other?
Well, you know, there is in Pathfinder, but there, which are pretty funny. Let's see here. Are you unencumbered or are you lightly encumbered?
I didn't have my backpack on me, so I am. I'd only have my armor and weapons on me, so I'd be
What armor?
unencumbered.
You got leather armor on?
The magic armor.
Okay. Well, imagine it's not unless it's buoyant.
So yeah, I'd be unencumbered.
Okay. So let's see here.
I've got my short sword on me, and what I'm wearing is clothing.
Ooh. Yeah. So you are not. Oh man. Yeah. So you're able to remain afloat, although you're grappled by this thing.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do is so you let go, and you guys are going to drift down 1, 2. I drifted him 2 last time. You're struggling to try and get away or get afloat. I'm going to make a grappling attack on you. Okay. And he... I think I missed. What's your grappling DC?
Grappling DC, I wrote it down here.
Yeah, because I think it's higher than an 11, right?
Yeah, no, it's a 13, I think.
Okay, so he tries to get a hold of you, but when you let go, he lets go of the cloak as well. So I'll drift him 5 feet away from you. But you're currently being carried away by the current. You're able to stay afloat. Okay, and then, let's see here.
I was not looking forward to 3 goblin knives in the face, so...
No, not to... I mean, they weren't... To be honest, 2 of them were completely unaware that you were back there. They just wanted to get the hell away from the stabby elf. So Dorman's gone. The goblins have gone. Then it is Bergour. What are you doing, Bergour?
All right, I'm doing the, make a thing with my hands and get it ready to say, Calidor, I'm going to help you boost you up in. And I'm getting ready to basically, give him the push up. And
Yo, heave ho? Sure. Yep, love it.
Yeah.
Then Calidor and Druin, what are you guys doing?
Well, if he's helping in the boat, I don't have my sword. What the hell am I doing there?
You're just going to punch him with your shield. Because you know that that's going to...
I'll try and climb the boat. Yes.
Hit for Druin. Another one gone. Should make a morale save for these guys. All right. Then it is... Yeah, that's enough to kill them. As pathetic as that is, that's enough.
Drew turns around to the paladins. I could do this all day, really.
Calidor, are you getting up on the boat?
Yeah, I'm climbing in the boat. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3. You still have 1 square of movement, and you could still attack. If that's what you declared.
Okay. I'll bash this with my shield again.
Go ahead.
What shield roll? It's
I think it's 1d3. Unless you've got training in it, it's only 1d3.
No. To hit.
Oh, to hit. What's your THAC-O?
15.
15. And you got a plus. Do you have a bonus from strength to hit?
No.
Then just give us a 1d20 roll. If your THAC-O's a 15, you're going to need 9 or higher to hit these things. You swing at this thing.
Is it a magic shield?
Say again?
Magic
shields do not give bonuses to hit. That's not what the enchantment is supposed to do. Yeah.
Plus 1 for prayer?
Prayer? What's that?
Plus 1 for prayer?
Oh, plus 1 for prayer. That's a 7, which hits a... what did he need? He needed a 9 to hit.
Yeah, 15 minus 7 is only...
A 9.
An 8.
Okay, so then it is, and Druin made his attack. Carrick, what are you doing?
I'm going to hop into the boat while it's right next to shore.
Okay.
And then
Just count it as
does that
difficult.
count?
Just count it as difficult terrain getting in there.
Okay.
So the first score will be 2, and then carry on.
2, 3, 4. So I should be able to move up there. And I will take a swing at a goblin.
Please do. This is a favored round, so you'll have a second attack too.
Nice.
Yep, solid hit.
All right, and let's go for damage.
Whew.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Like, the one, he goes in half.
So you skewer it, and then you step forward on that big blade of yours, bringing it forward, and you hoof it with your foot, and the body goes flying out into the water. That is, I think, the end of the first segment. So then, Carrick, you get a second attack.
Okay. Ooh. That's not good.
That's not great. You know, you're used to being on terra firma, though, so maybe it's not surprising on a boat that you're having difficulty. Okay. Then it is the end of the round, guys. That's round 7. And then, let's see here. John, did you lose too?
Yeah, nobody's won.
Guys, let me try and make... Brent, your turn. Your time to shine, buddy.
Yeah.
Clinch time. Yep. Beat my 2, please. And once again, for folks listening at home, I'm sorry the cameras are backwards still. I still haven't fixed that.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I rolled a terrible roll. Caldor and Carrick, go ahead and make attacks of opportunity as this goblin cannonballs into the water. Yep. Go ahead and roll damage.
Does my last thing? Yeah.
I don't.
He escapes.
That's huge damage. So yeah, Carrick, you see this thing getting ready to go in, and you just skewer it through the back. So that leaves Dorman. What are you doing, Dorman? Apart from
Well, relaxing there, floating, and going to be like, okay, maybe I can cast a spell.
not if you want to remain afloat. No, you need your. If it's got a somatic component,
It does. He's still going to try it anyway.
I mean, you can. Well, then, are you trying to stay afloat, or are you going to go under?
Well, he's going to try to cast a spell. If it means he goes under, he'll still try.
Well, no. So you're not listening. If you need your hands to stay afloat because you're just dog paddling, you're using all effort. If you're choosing to just go under, you're stopping and use your hands for something else. You are automatically going under. So that's what I'm asking.
I won't be able to cast a spell then if I go under, so I'll just float.
What's the impediment to the spell?
Well, I need somatic, so if I'm under the water, I can't do that. I mean, verbal.
Yes, you can.
If verbal?
Yeah, it may not surprise you to learn that AD&D has extensive rules for casting spells underwater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try that. Then. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like it's not. You're not going to start drowning immediately. So, although I think we did all remember that the drowning rules in AD&D are fucking brutal.
Yeah. I have a contingency.
I think you should be able to get the spell off. Let's see here. It's the first time we've had underwater casting come up.
Yes.
Well, it'd be sort of an all or nothing thing, John, because you couldn't hold your breath if you're speaking the words, right?
Yeah.
Well, as long as I'm exhaling and not inhaling. Inhaling's a bad
You could
part.
just wait for Carrick's in light armor. He can probably swim. What do you think, New Elf Buddy? Can you swim?
Remember, overly confident in here.
In it, but I could.
Dorman's probably trying to kill the goblin. He's probably not trying to save himself. He's like, I'm going to hit him with a color spray.
That's right. He wouldn't even let a flying owlbear get away.
Those are dangerous.
Everything must die. Okay, hold on here.
You know what? I can try. I'm willing wearing quilted armor, and if I leave my sword in the boat, I don't have much weight on me.
Quilted armor. That'll soak up water like awesome.
Yeah.
You're probably already waterlogged. That's great.
Well,
It's like it's like going into a lake wearing your sweatpants and a hoodie, and you suddenly weigh like 30 pounds more.
yeah.
Yep. Sorry to bog down the
You
action.
still weigh like
No, you know,
still weigh-
it's the reason I'm taking the time, John, is because like it is something that is going to come up. Like I like using different environments, so if we look it up once for how verbal, somatic, and material components work underwater, then that'll just it'll save us looking it up later. We all learn now, and we don't have to look it up again.
I'm just bugging you, Brent, because I'm wearing like bandit or
Yeah.
something really really heavy. Then I'm just not going in the water.
Okay.
Well,
What
this is all good luck because I'm not proficient in swimming.
what spell
so-
are you trying to get off there, Dorman?
Levitate.
Oh. So I have bad news.
Okay.
Because remember that levitate, it like even the slightest wind will affect you when you're levitating, right?
Yes.
So imagine the
Definitely.
force of a breeze. You're underwater being carried away by a current that's already moving you 10 feet.
Yes, but I can go vertical after
But
that.
you got the force of the water pushing you down as well.
Pushing me down.
Yeah.
Well,
Undercurrent.
it doesn't say anything about going down or up. It just says moving horizontally. I can't control that, but I can make myself go up.
Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, it does not empower horizontal movement, but I could push along a cliff. I can move vertically up or down at a movement rate of 2 per round.
Right, so basically he can lift himself out of the water. You're right, he's going to be flying at the coast.
Yeah.
Well, come get me at the next bend in the river.
Let's see.
Oh, you're going.
Drew's like,
He
toss
just
the
discovered a
rope.
new
Yeah.
method of transportation that no one probably ever thought of.
Yeah, yeah.
If
I'm
I
fine with
was
that. John,
you
I'm-
try to levitate.
If it can move you up and down, it's just that you're not going to have any control
Yeah, pretty
over
much.
Yeah.
Dorman doesn't want to drown, so he thought, I have levitate prepared, so
Yeah. So you probably would have been under your height, so I'm just gonna place you about here. You guys tell me how you're gonna save him.
well, the river bends eventually, right?
Drew yells out, "How long did you
How
spell
fast
that?"
is he moving, Kev?
Well, by the time he finally gets himself out, he's not being pulled by the water any longer, and I don't think it carries momentum forward. So he's just drifting in the middle of the river.
That's right. Okay, yeah, you're right. The momentum would peter out.
Yeah. Fortunately, he can stay up there.
Could I lower myself down like 5 feet, get my toe in the water, and just get pushed along?
Lasso Dorman. Got ropes. We're like, woo! And kind of like lasso him out of the air.
You do have almost an hour to get him out of the water. But yeah, he's drifting in the darkness above the water that whole time. The last thing you hear, Dorman, is in Goblin once again. You killed my wife! You killed my wife! I'll kill you!
Dorman Kettleborn.
So Drew yells out, "How long did your spell last?"
You got an hour, and he'll lift up a. No, I don't have my bag with me, but
Drew's like, "Okay, we got an hour, guys. Let's get that boat secure."
How do you guys get Dorman out of the water?
have somebody shoot a rope at me.
Can I shoot it at him?
Why don't we just take the boat out and put the boat under him?
Well, that makes sense. Why would we do that?
Oh, quick being so smart there on a lasso from the shore.
Well,
I
the
just-
I
thing
mean,
is-
we do have an hour if you guys want to try that for like 45 minutes.
Galador,
No,
can I use your bow?
No, Calor's actually tired. Let's get the boat under him and
Okay.
bring him down.
But he
so-
offered to let us shoot at him. Can I try once?
All right.
You
Just get it,
use the
Dorman.
bow. Don't let the priest shoot the bow.
Did anyone take damage from that?
I took some damage.
Oh, did you?
But
Okay.
that was pretty much self-inflicted. Let's teleport into a boat with 7 goblins. I'm sure it'll be
Hey.
fine.
That's a bold move. Okay, so let's see here. I got everyone out of order here right now. So once you guys get yourselves back to shore, the 2 paladins, excuse me, will. You know what? With I think this is before you get Dorman back. they just they sort of look out and help you bring the boat back to get everyone on it to go and collect your floating, your gnome buoy. And Sir,
I've got to come up with a reason why Dorman hates goblins so much.
Sir Arturius kind of looks at you guys and says, "Is this how things usually go?" And you
No,
hear
it's not.
Dorman screaming from the things, "Just throw me a rope! It'll be fine!" So, you retrieve your errant gnome, and you get yourselves back. Does anyone want to cast any healing spells on Dorman before we see what else happens tonight?
Nah. Don't need to heal me.
All right, he said no.
Okay. Then the rest of the evening passes uneventfully. Druin has healing, but not herbalism, so you heal 2 hit points tonight, Dorman.
Thank you.
No one else took any damage. Okay.
In the morning, Goblin yelling at you.
Apparently I killed his wife.
You're a real bastard, aren't you?
Well, I let him live.
So what life now, friend?
Well, somebody's got to spread the terror of Dorman Kettleboard above the goblins.
He gets a certain look in his eye when he talks about this stuff. Yeah, jeez. All right, then.
Max, that's an important lesson to remember. If you want to make sure that your enemies know that you're a psychopath, leave one of them alive to tell the tale. If you are not a psychopath, then just be okay with them retreating.
You should probably listen to the dwarf boy.
Yeah, over the past couple of the past year and a half, almost 2 years now, you guys have come to learn that Dorman seems to have an excuse for why he needs to kill every single thing, regardless of whether it stays or flees.
They're threats.
Oh man. Okay. Then let's see here.
Hey,
Well,
but
it's convenient then that Druin likes to start fights, so...
I like to finish them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's see. All right. So first, it is early in the morning. When you guys are sort of you guys are getting ready. You're loading things up onto the boat once again, getting ready to head out, finishing your breakfast. When once again someone comes to the shore. You can tell, like they make sound, like plenty of sound as they're coming up. It's another group of farmers, and you guys may remember you've encountered some of these before as you're making your way along. And if there is sort of a customary place where people, overnight along the river bank, this may be people you've met before. Remember, you met people who had heard of your exploits before. Killing that wolf or whatever it was that killed that kid. So they find they bring you over some goods. So they haggle a little bit with the merchants, but you guys don't need to use any rations today because they are being supplied by the farmers. Carrick, you also had an opportunity to completely refresh your camping gear and stuff like that. So if you had any survival gear that you lost to the Gibberlings, the people in Melbourne offered to supply you again at their cost.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. All right. The second day of travel, guys. Oh, Dave, let's check weather first before I speak too soon here.
That second day of travel.
No rain, barely any wind, and clear and sunny skies. Great stuff.
Perfect. Oh, there's not much wind. It's not such a great day for a kite.
No, even a gnome kite. So then,
A new way to travel, I'll tell you what. As soon as I can guess the spell.
so you guys
Hey, that's
are...
a great way to get the lay of the land, Dorman. You could be our new eyes in the sky scout. We'll just tie a 50-foot rope to you, and you can levitate up. We'll just swing you around so you can get a good view, and then pull you down.
Do you know what a gnome on a rope flying around is? That's dragon bait. You're gonna go dragon fishing.
One game with your game.
Yeah, Sir Reynard's eyebrows just both go up at once. Dragon bait?
Oh, yeah, he would not be, I mean, I'm sure he's not keen on seeing. He's not like, if you talk to him, he's you know, dragon slaying is a thing amongst paladins and whatnot. Yeah. So this is not a, like, idle interest. Like, it's, hey, that is a really significantly dangerous threat to the region. We should not let that fucker live. That's more of his...
That's why he's so excited.
Yeah. Also, let's do it for God.
Right.
So then, let's see here. So you guys actually, that evening, you come sliding in to your old haunt here. It's been a few months, guys. But you're back at Kuiper's farm. So if you tie yourselves up now, the the merchant obviously would like to have some people protect the shore here, but the paladins have offered, if you guys want to, you know, head with Max and meet with the rangers, they'll stay with him and protect the boat while you guys go and meet up with whatchamacallit. You are a significant threat. Yep, I think that's a good call on Jeff's part.
We'll bring him some food and refreshments.
Okay. So then, if you guys head on to back up to his farm, it's not long before you find him again, too. This time of year is going to be getting... it's probably in the process of harvest. So you... he's... at the end of the day, everyone's sort of, you know, at a shared big table where all the farmhands and stuff are eating their dinner. You guys are well known to his farm, you know, the staff that work on his farm or the people who work on his farm. And they're everyone's all grateful to see you guys. Do you have any news you wish to share with him? It's been a few months. Max's mom is probably there as well, too, so she's really grateful to see him. And
we don't keep secrets from Kuiper, do we? I mean, he's part of the Ranger Network. So
I think so.
Dorman will fill him in.
As a refresher, and I'm not sure, Brendan, if you've met Kuiper yet, but...
He's who we originally hunted down Max with.
Yeah.
No, I have not. I don't think.
He is one of the 3 rangers that you know are active in the area. There's Kuiper, there is Serene, and there is Geralt. Max is in training to be a ranger as well, too. Ranger of Heronshire. So then, guys, Kuiper doesn't really have much news. The paladins were not wrong about the stirring in the Great Rock Dale. Something, he says that, as with last year, something's got these, the orcs and goblins and the other humanoids living in there, something has them agitated. They have not spilled out yet, but he fears that they may be. You can't imagine that the adventurers going down into the northern part of the Great Rock Dale is helping things. You know, if powerful adventurers are heading down and you know, slaughtering tribes, they may be moving to the south, which would be moving into the lands of other humanoids. If you guys tell him about the goblins, that's, you know, what he tells you is like, if you poke a hole in a bag of sand, you know, it's the smallest grains that make their way out first, followed by larger and larger and larger. It's the same thing in the Great Rock Dale. The first things to flee there are the kobolds and the goblins. And the goblins have been a total pain in the ass this summer. He's a little surprised at the number that you guys faced. And he's also surprised they tried to steal the boat.
Yeah, Dorman will say they said something about, run, they'll kill us. And then they tried to steal our boat. And they were right.
I wish I could offer... I'm grateful that you came out safe from facing them. And I'm sorry that you've had to face them. We've been trying to keep watch and deter them by cutting down their numbers, but they seem to be is the way with goblins coming from the Dale. There's seems to be no end of them.
It's better than the orcs and the spiders we found in the Thornwood.
Yes, tell me the Thornwood. And we don't need to go through that again, but you guys can bring him up to speed on everything you've done. I'm trying to think if he has any insight. Do you have any questions for Kuiper?
Has he ever seen like gibberlings run through the Thornwood like that before? Or does he know what gibberlings are?
I don't know if he's... Let's see here. He is not familiar with gibberlings, but the depths of the Thornwood are really a mystery. There have been troubles in there sometimes before with wolves and such. Orcs have not really been a problem from there. Orcs come from the Great Rock Dale. There's tribes there that lurk underneath, but if they've managed to either come from the south or come from, as you say, beneath, that's very troubling. If they somehow figure a way to spread out easily from the Great Rock Dale, there are mines, that are honeycombing the Blandride Hills that have been sunk for centuries between the humans and the dwarves. If even one or two of those was somehow accessed, then they could just pop up in the Blandride Hills. They could pop up wherever. So that is, if that's the place that they've come up, and you're saying that they're also under the influence of these cold ones.
Yes. The fishy smell was strong.
Have you spoken to sages at all? Or have you written to sages?
You look over at the paladins.
Oh, well, the paladins are keeping watch on the shore. Remember, Kuiper's farm is half mile in from shore.
Right.
Well, we've been in touch with the Church of St. Cuthbert, but we haven't gotten any sages yet. We've mostly been in the wilderness the last couple months.
Let me send word then to Threshold, and I will ask allies there to reach farther. There are no better sages on the surface of Flanaes, or the trackless miles of the Flanaes, than those that can be found in the city of Greyhawk. I will write to Greyhawk, and we will find something. It will take time, and I may not have an answer for you before the spring, but we will have an answer.
We're planning the next month and a half at least in the Thurmaster area, so...
which will be pushing up, and he looks and he says, even now you can feel the chill creeping into the air in the evenings. The winter's coming again. It will put an end to the trouble with the goblins, or should at least. But that also gives them a full season to plan and prepare. Speaking of planning and preparing, what do you lot have planned?
Well, I've got a pressing mission at Palfrey's Keep. We're returning a long-lost Palfrey ancestor to be interred. We found in the Thornwood.
Really? That's curious.
Yes.
If you explain to him what the circumstances were, he agrees with your analysis of it, that it's clearly something you've taken on, and that whether it will be successful in discharging the curse or whatever relationship this thing has on you, whatever attention the spirit has, it may not, but he agrees with your logic. It seems to make sense to him.
I'll do what I can. If it doesn't work, well, then that's future Dorman's problem.
Yep. Future Dorman. Nice. So, guys. Oh, sorry, what was that, Jeff?
Oh, future Dorman, we don't like.
Sorry, yeah, I don't know what's going on. You the last hour and a bit, you've been really, your internet's breaking up. Are we breaking up for you?
No, I think it's just my upload is terrible.
Oh. Okay. It's that well-known, streaming warden porn rate. I think it is known as the Paris of the Prairies, right? So, now, I have rolled for encounters for the next 2 days as well, guys. And subject to Dave's rolls here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's check with you, weatherman.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
No.
So there's a freaking hurricane that comes ripping down the river.
Yeah, it's at the same stretch of river you were at before when you
Yeah, the
lost.
second boat lost in this.
So tell me about what strategies Jeez, this happens like right after you leave. Yeah, you're just going along the last stretch of river there. What is it that? Because I think no one has weather sense, do they? Or sense weather? I can't remember.
Not in this campaign, but every character
Yeah.
from now on will have it.
All right, so oh boy. So I think that you guys have been down this road before.
So we're out on the water, doing fine. The wind's picking up, but we're okay. And then all of a sudden, the first gust hits, and everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
Now, this is, you guys have had months of this completely bizarre weather coming in. Have you guys in that time come up with a strategy to deal with the oncoming weather?
Panic and don't drown.
Yeah.
Can you run to cover?
Oh man. So, well, run to cover. You're on the river.
Yeah.
Run aground.
Shit. Row into a cave. You know what, guys? This strikes me as a perfect way to welcome everyone to the Wednesday session. So
Oh my
let's...
goodness. Thanks for logging in. It's a hurricane.
Welcome to the game. You're losing your stuff.
Yeah. Also, you might drown. Oh my gosh.
Hey, yeah. So tell them that they can restock their character in the chat. Put it into the Discord chat. Say, hey, yeah, guess what? Everybody can restock their character in Melbourne. Go and put whatever items you need into your backpack. Blah blah blah. And then when they show up on Wednesday, okay, hurricane time.
Jeez.
How wide is this river?
It's fairly wide. Like, it's not like Mississippi wide, but I mean, it's 100 or 200 feet wide at different points.
Why don't we just Lieutenant Dan it and just write it out? Would that work?
Calidor.
I don't have levitate.
Yeah, Calder was like, or Dorman. I don't find swimming all that hard, guys. I don't know why you think it's so hard. You just cast a levitate spell, you drift yourself up, and you wait for your friends to pull you away.
But you said wind would move him, right? So that'd be
I am not levitating in the hurricane.
interesting.
Yeah, he's also a small-sized creature, so he's like potentially picked up and thrown somewhere by the wind. It's really bad.
The best thing it would suck me way into the air, and I get a feather fall off right before I hit the ground.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Dorman lands in Hardlow Woods.
yeah. All right, so we'll leave it on that cliffhanger. Let's award some XP, guys. How many points of Astonishing Fortune do we have left?
All five.
No one spent it. Wow, my goodness. All right, so
11 billion.
those of you who are warriors in the group, you defeated 15 hit points of adversaries today.
Wow.
That's more than twice as last time.
Yeah. And those hold on, the actual XP is not going to be really all that great. At least not from defeating the adversary. We didn't identify any magic items today, so
Not for lack of trying.
yeah. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so oh my gosh. And 5 is 250. And it's got to be divided by 6 because of max. Guys, you're walking away with a... I'm going to give you a little bit. You did save the boat. So that was something.
Sounds like Mercy experience.
Well, it's the thing is, like, when I rolled them as the encounter, I was like, well, this is just going to be a chance for them to feel like badasses, and that's totally fine. And then I rolled randomly where they placed them, and it happened to be coming in from that oblique angle on the left side, and I'm like, oh, they're trying to steal the boat. Okay. And if they had... Yeah, so, I mean, if they had actually managed to get the boat off, that would have been a huge problem for you. Not, you know, I rolled a hurricane problem, but still a problem. We use that as the bellwether for it. So I'll give you a little extra XP. You did achieve... And I like that it kind of randomly transformed it into being a objective-based encounter instead of just like, let's kill these goblins as fast as we can. Okay, so there are 6 of you... This is, I mean, doesn't look all that much better, but it's still a little bit more. You guys all walk away with, in addition to whatever your class-based stuff is, 171 XP. That's 171. Remember to apply your, what do you call it, prime requisite modifier to it, if you do have prime requisite modifier.
Do you remember how long these windstorms usually last when they blow in? Are they quick and easy?
No, they don't.
Several hours?
Yeah, it's hours.
Levitate.
Levitate won't work. I was thinking like more like rope trick, but
no, I think I like the idea of you guys trying to ride it out. That sounds like a, you know, that's what Nat 20s are for. You know, maybe you guys will make your way through it. We'll find out. It's not like, you know, half the party isn't wearing effectively an anchor on them. So. Guys, oh, you know what? Hold on. Wednesday. Do we have a session on Wednesday? What is Wednesday? Wednesday's 23rd. Yes, we do. Yep, so...
I'll be there.
Yep, I'll be there too. Probably fairly important. Not that your attendance is not important too, John. All right, so you guys got your XP. I've modified Max's as well. That's great. Guys, then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 88 of our ongoing Night Below campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can reach me by Twitter, or on Twitter, at Dungeon Musings. You can reach me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. Getting you guys ready for next week. I guess you can't hear it, Dave, but I just turned the wind up. In addition, there is a link in the description of this video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where you can find channels dedicated to all of the campaigns we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other things, including there's a channel dedicated to other podcasts that include Arlen's terrific Cows from Powys, or Live from Pelham's Wasteland podcast. A bunch of other players also have podcasts on there. Colin, a.k.a. Spike Pit, has one. Hobbs has 2. There's Red Dice Diaries. John, Alan Large has been posting on there too. So lots of other great content. Some of it dealing with old school stuff, some of it dealing with gaming stuff in general, some of it dealing with gaming life in general. Plus channels dedicated to finding a group, channels dedicating to selecting between virtual tabletops. Lots of great stuff, lots of great people, and you are more than welcome to join us on there. You can find the link down there, and you can join us over on the Old Dungeon Musings Discord server. In addition, we are inching towards the end of the year now. I will say that if you're listening to us live or sometime around the time of recording, we are going to see, we're not playing on Christmas Day, I think is one of our scheduled things, so we're not playing the 25th, but we will be playing, I think, on Boxing Day and a couple other days. I think, is New Year's Eve one of our days, or it's not?
I think New Year's Eve is on a Friday. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day is a Friday.
New Year's Day is a Friday. Yep. I sure shit am going to be here. I can't think of a better way to ring in the new year than spending an evening trying to vicariously kill my friends. Try to make sure my friends have a terrific time, not dying, definitely not dying, or losing their stuff.
Try
not
to
like parties or anything, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm bringing the party here.
Nice, there you go. So, a party to the party. So we will be, I'll be posting the, it's a good point that I'll be posting in the schedule for the coming week every Sunday night on the community tab of the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel, on the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and on Twitter. So you can find lots of ways to keep track of it. Or if you just want a reminder, be sure to click on subscribe if you haven't so far, and the bell icon to be notified when we go live. That is that. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to the players who have join me this evening, guys. This was a lot of fun. That was a really fun chatty session for the first part of it. It was fun for the whole part, but it was really fun having a in-depth palaver with you guys as in character. So Jeffrey, Arlen, Dave, John, and Brent, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I had tons of fun, and for everyone listening at home as well too, thank you so much for joining us once again. Then with that, I will say that if you are joining us during the current crisis, I do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. I hope that we've given you a couple of hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes continue to get themselves into. And until we see you again, happy gaming.
See ya.